Oh, I see. Well,
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Untitled Sickos Project, where we're back again, and, it's week 3 of the NFL season, and week 5 of the college football season. I don't exactly remember what week it is for them, but it's around that time, and, we are in very early stages of both seasons of football, and there are a concerning amount of must-win games, but before we get into it, I am Bears fan alongside 6 of my lovely co-hosts today. A 24 Amper, a Carsausage, Kamane, Magnum Trash, Nickman, and MaskedAura. But yeah, before we get into that though, gather around everyone. We have a little story time to do it. Mr. Aura is on the podium, and he would like to recall a very tragic tale of someone near and dear passing to him recently. So, Spencer?
I can...
Yeah, I was loading in my work vehicle, and as my work vehicle was oh boy, it's a new van. I had to give the older technician the brand new car because they were finally ready to build the new system that my boss wanted installed in it. It's a really nice system. I can't wait to see it in action. But then came to Thursday, where I had put my fucking cell phone in the door compartment, and I closed the door. I hear crunch. I stop and pause to realize and go, oh no. I just absolutely fucking obliterated my iPhone 11.
They hit the first iPhone, sir. They're hitting the second iPhone now.
There was lots of stunned silence, and then, if you've ever been around a friend that just knows how to just laugh at the pain, they just laugh at his own pain, and just, you manage to stretch it out for a solid 15 to 20 minutes, which was the entire car ride to this guy's home. Yeah, that was us absolutely giggling like fucking buffoons the entire way through. To where I had to drop this guy off at his home, I deadass missed his turn. He goes, nervously says, hey Luke, you missed the street. I wait a solid 5 seconds of just nothing. There's 5 seconds of nothing but dead silence. I slowly turn my head towards him and I go, oh. And we both, I think that was genuinely the funniest moment I think I've ever had as a human being, because then we're both laughing our asses off down the street the entire time. I don't think I've heard people laugh that hard in a very, very long time. But
Not true. I laughed very hard when UCLA fucking lost to New Mexico.
You're right, but I wasn't the cause of UCLA losing to New Mexico now, was I?
Also,
I don't know.
How hard fucking Ren laughed when I said, penis is the gender neutral term for penis.
All true, but wasn't because I muted somebody. Sorry, it wasn't because of anything like that. What the hell? Why is OBS like? No one should be muted, by the way.
I don't think we are.
No, we're good. My audio things is
I know I'm
showing.
muted. I'm just kind of observing. I'm just kind of listening to you guys.
Everything is my OBS says everything is fine. Like my mic is moving, desktop audio is moving.
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello.
We're all good. We're all good. No one's muted.
Well, I was gonna say, Luke, I would say on the topic of things that made people laugh and featured you.
Uh-oh.
I mean, the only comparable thing that I can think of on the top of my mind would probably be the SpongeBob incident, but that's a different story.
that was funny. I think it was genuinely like honest to God like funnier than that. And all I gotta say is, and then I dropped the kid off, right? I dropped him off, then I go to my boss's house because I had to finish with their build system. So I walk up to him and he looks at me and goes, "Dude, you look absolutely defeated right now. What happened?" I show him my phone. He goes, "Oh my God, what happened?" So then I told him what happened, and he opens the door and he's like, "Holy shit, that does look like a phone could fit there." So thankfully he dismissed me and he allowed me to get a new cell phone. But I never knew that getting your phone lost like the way it happened would absolutely destroy your morality as a person. So in short, if you're in a work fan, never put your cell phone in the door. Because if in a compartment looks like it could fit a phone, I will bet you your ass it doesn't fit, and you will get a nice crunching sound. You don't even get the joy of transferring your data from an old phone to a new phone. You don't even get to transfer that because you can't you can't log in on your phone because the screen's fucking cracked and like it's just lines of green on it.
You not like have like a SIM card or something like that?
No, it had to be a different SIM card because different phone. Like it remembered some of it, but like I still have
to. A different brand.
I have to log in to everything again, so that's been fun. But
Luke,
what?
If not friend, why friend shaped?
I don't know. So, long story short, don't put your phone in the door. Just do what a real person does. Toss that shit in the console area.
Like the glove compartment?
Sure. Anywhere that's not door.
I put it in my breast pocket.
Sure, that works.
I'm gonna shove my phone up my ass.
Sure, do it. Do it. Shove the phone up your ass. Go for it.
No, I think shoving it up your ass would be a terrible idea because the second your sphincter closes even a little, it's Crunch City even worse than the car door.
I don't think
how tight are you?
I think it's gonna be avoiding Crunch City because it's what you're just actively going to be doing. And so I've learned a valuable lesson. And about $300 later, I still have to pay the rest of it in a monthly tab. So yeah,
it could. Hey, remember, Luke, it could always be worse.
I could literally be in Gaza right now. We could literally be in Gaza right now.
I mean, that's not what. That's
my God! Rutgers doinked it.
Fuck them Knights. Anywho, time to get to the meat and potatoes of today's episode. Starting with some college.
I think they had a flag too if that made it.
Fuck. But starting with the meat and potatoes of our episode, college football has been rather funny recently, and obviously, if we were to go by game, that's not we'd be here forever. So that's not what we're going to do. Instead, Nick had something he wanted to highlight real quick. Nick, well, not real quick. Rather, it's a list of people. But Nick, who currently has been on the firing seat? Who was given their pink slips?
Well, I mean, there was it's pretty crazy when a head coach of a Power 4 program gets fired this early in the season. It's even crazier when two Power 4 head coaches in 1 week get fired, and that is what happened this past weekend with the stories of UCLA and Virginia Tech, with UCLA firing Deshaun Foster in his second season as head coach, and Virginia Tech firing Brent Pry in his I don't remember I think it was his fourth season. Yeah, fourth season as a head coach of Virginia Tech, because he became the head coach back in 2022. For UCLA's case, this came after an embarrassing string of losses. Of course, starting off with a embarrassing loss at Utah at home, losing to UNLV on the road, and getting embarrassed by New Mexico by 25 points at a very empty Rose Bowl on a Friday night.
With the point differential not even being a 2-possession game, not even a 3-possession game, but they lost by 4 possessions.
Really says something that like UCLA was just so out of it that New Mexico literally had every right to just keep on scoring. They had every right to run up the score because that's how much better of a team New Mexico was on that night. And now UCLA, fire the coach that really shouldn't have been in that position to begin with, because Deshaun Foster was pretty much the equivalent. He was the equivalent of him being UCLA's coach was the equivalent of Antonio Pierce being the Raiders coach. He was pretty much the case of being he was pretty much as close to an intern as you can get without actually being an intern, because basically no one else wanted the UCLA job. And that's how you ended up with a situation like this. And UCLA, they're not playing their first Big Ten game this week. They will be playing next week against Northwestern, which should be I don't know how to properly describe UCLA versus Northwestern, but
oh wait, no,
it might
Nick,
be it might go ahead.
That is terrible. That's gonna be some god awful football, man. That is gonna be.
Here's what I would describe it as. That's pretty much all I needed to say about that game.
Yeah,
I feel like
that describes it pretty well.
Honestly,
The black hole.
Nick, I feel like you're kind of missing a more apt description of Deshaun Foster, or at least a more apt comparison. See, you were saying like Antonio Pierce. I'd actually say Anthony Lynn.
Yeah, I can honestly see that. I think that's a good comparison for that. What's gonna say about UCLA in terms of just how horrible this was for UCLA in terms of their start. If you want to know how bad it is, they lost to two group of five
They lost to
schools.
2 Mountain West teams.
Mountain West teams, by the way. 2 Mountain West teams. They are objectively the worst football team in the Mountain West this year. And if you want to know how bad it is losing like that, losing the 2 teams like that, it's so bad. It's something that's so horribly bad that not even Rutgers at their absolute worst in the 2010s were able to pull off something like that. That's how bad UCLA has started this season. They are passing Rutgers levels of shit.
The thing is, too, and it's not like UCLA.
This is before division play too.
Yeah,
they might be fucked. Like
the thing is with them losing to UNLV, they're one of the better teams in the Mountain West. That's fine. You get one on. They got you one on the road. It happens. Bad losses happen. You were at home against University of New Mexico, a program that hasn't been over 500. I think for the entire at least 25 years of this millennium so far.
Like, I'm pretty sure, yeah. Like, they have not had a winning record like at all in their existence in the FBS. I don't think.
Yeah, so losing to them on the road is bad enough. Losing to them by 25 on the road is even worse. And the thing is, too, you can't even bring the excuse of like, oh well, it was a close game. No, like it was a close game. No, they were up 14-0 at one point, and then UCLA kicked the field goal. And then the fourth quarter happened, and it was just there on forward. Like, UCLA is bad. Until they start winning again, until they start winning again, I'm gonna do something drastic. I'm gonna take away their B. Because that's not what a B school does. You're the UCLA ruins. Yeah, the UCLA ruins, because there's nothing there.
I mean,
but ruins of an old past.
Genuinely,
the only thing that stays
makes
there.
Me think of that fucking B meme where it's just like, just like the fucking B emoji, just like fucking.
No. I'm holding it above them like a bully over to like one of those little kids, and they're like, "Come on, man, give it back! It's not funny. Give it back."
If Northwestern beats them, which it's not guaranteed, I genuinely think 0-12 might be in the table.
Yeah. UCLA is no longer UCLA. I mean, I looked at them as like a B- C+ program when they were in the Pac-12, but now that they're in the Big Ten, you're playing a lot stronger competition. Just think of it this way: every Pac-12 team, in some way and form, ever since they left the Pac-12, has stepped up in some way, right?
So I just wanted to say real quick. I looked at their schedule. After the game against Northwestern, the rest of the teams that they play currently right now are undefeated. They have not lost a game.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
See Magnum, what I thought you were going to say is, like, if Northwestern ends up beating UCLA, we should start calling them the Bildcats.
the Bildcats. They have the B.
Like, listen, man, like, Northwestern, they do sports as a side gig, Like, they don't care. They're Northwestern. They got the smartest people on the in the fucking Midwest. They're fine.
But
yeah,
one thing that
who needs football when you got like brains and theater?
Also worth noting with UCLA, they also this did not happen at the same time that Foster got fired, but they did. A couple days later, they did fire the defensive coordinator as well, which not surprising because that defense was it was getting beat down completely every single week. So I'm not surprised they moved on from the defensive coordinator as well. But yeah.
Little known. Sorry.
I'm going to continue what I was going to say about UCLA, and think of it, even Washington may have a setback because they were a championship contending team and they lost a lot of talent when Kellen DeBoer left and the NFL draft that year. And then look at it. Oregon has been still Oregon, 12-0 for the first season of the Big Ten. Yet Arizona State winning the Big 12 its first year. Utah looks really good this year. Arizona looks good this year. They're starting off 3-0. Colorado had a really good season last year, going 8-4. That program looks to be on a track currently. I don't know if it's bowl eligible this year quite yet. This is just the big test year for Dion. And then you have good lord, USC looks better this year in the Big Ten. But then you look at UCLA. The fact that they went from a C tier program to an F tier program. Worse than Northwestern, Worse than Purdue. This is the worst program in the Big
Worse
Ten.
than the Badgers, not the Badgers. Worse than the fucking Golden Gophers, even.
Golden Gophers are
And-
7-5 merchants. They're a C tier. They're a C tier program.
Minnesota.
Yeah. So
It's insane that UCLA like a decade ago, they would be able to find a way to get into like the top 10 of the AP rankings. Like they found ways. They were doing very well, and it felt like a decade ago that UCLA was heading in the right direction as a program. They were
7 OT.
Yeah, they were doing
just
very
like-
well. They were doing very well as a program, and it's completely fallen apart for them.
Well,
Some could
the
say,
thing is that,
guys-
like, SoCal is just not a football like place anymore. That's like
Yeah.
not
Some could
yet.
say,
Not
guys,
yet. They're
wait.
still USC. They're going to be.
Well, I think
They're
on
hold
that
on,
point,
guys.
Tier,
I
at
think
least.
the thing that speaks more about UCLA is also just like how bad the attendance has gotten at the Rose Bowl, because it's been declining every single year, and you can tell that the fan base that UCLA once had that would be willing to go to the Rose Bowl week in and week out, that fan base isn't there anymore. They have no reason to really support UCLA in the current state that it is, and I don't blame them.
Look, I will
Yeah,
just say
and,
this. Some could say, with the way that the UCLA is gone and the whole entire Pac-12, just going to absolute shit. Some could say that the West has fallen.
funny thing about because of the Foster firing, like the portal's open now, so if people want to leave,
UCLA.
they can sit out there.
Don't look how
Yeah.
much
I've already seen the
UCLA has
Nico transfer
lost.
rumors. There are Nico transfer rumors.
And they
It is-
and like they can redshirt this year. So like I don't know if they want to do that, but like that's a possibility. And also the groups that they got, like they all like what 8 of them decommitted. Like
Yeah.
Like it is rough. It is rough right now.
Also, 19-3 between Tulsa and Oklahoma State.
Yep.
Also, this might just be me. This might be just like Carsausage showing his ass about like LA culture, but the fact that the Rose Bowl is so far away from the actual UCLA campus and there's no transit to get there, that probably isn't great for the whole like Bruin situation.
How are you called
Yeah.
UCLA and your stadium's in Pasadena? Come on now.
Yeah,
I mean,
honestly,
that's
they'd
not
be
going to help.
they honestly would be better playing in SoFi.
That
Man, yeah, we need 3 teams paying the rent. We need 3.
I mean, at this point, their NIL
More
money isn't
clunky
going
money.
towards active. Their NIL money isn't going towards good football players. Might as well go towards a new fancy stadium.
Yeah,
Or,
Cronky
well-
Printer go burr.
There was another firing though that happened. You said Virginia Tech's correct?
Yep. Hello?
That's all I wanted to say about that. Anywho, no. I was hoping for someone to say something, but no. The fact of the matter is, Virginia Tech has fallen so far off a cliff, no one
I thought it
cares.
glitched out for a second. Like, I
I mean, I can say some things about. I can say
What's
some
that?
things about Virginia Tech
Dominion
because
has only 3 Power 5, like 3 Power 5 wins. Like on all of them are Virginia Tech. And
Jeez.
yeah, like Old Dominion they literally own Virginia Tech. Like it's not even like a over exaggeration. They literally own them. Like it is insane how far Virginia Tech has fallen really since that 2018 game against Old Dominion, and it's just gotten worse and worse to now, you're out there I mean, granted, their defense did what they could against South Carolina, but then that Vanderbilt game where they're up 20-10, at halftime, and they proceed to give up 34 unanswered in the second half against Vanderbilt at home. And then you face Old Dominion, where, you've had bad history against them. You're in a must-win game, a job-saving game if you're Brent Bry. And you go out there, and you're down 28-0 at halftime. And let me just say, the boos that I heard, the amount of boos that I heard during the teams leaving at halftime, they were some of the loudest I've heard in a while. That was a situation where you just know it's over. It is just over for any coach in that situation. And no surprise that he was given the axe right afterwards, which, by the way, not the only one to say this, but Brent Pry's Wikipedia photo looks like that one Norman Rockwell painting.
See, I was gonna say that, but also throw in just a smidge of that fancy Applebee's guy. Just
no.
Oh yeah, Hunter. What was it? His name Walker Hayes. Walker Hayes. Okay,
Yeah.
I was thinking of Hunter Hayes. That one guy from the 2010s. Remember him?
Brian?
No, that's another guy. They all kind of look the same. They all kind of.
They're all fucking they're all bearded, kind of red-haired fucking beer drinking hillbillies from the middle of nowhere. Probably Nashville, and maybe there's 2 out of West Virginia. That's what all of them are personally. But
it's kind of crazy.
Altoona, Pennsylvania, home of the worst regional pizza I've ever seen. You guys ever see Altoona style pizza?
No.
Yeah, don't they have Kraft singles as the
it's the worst. It is the fucking worst. I have to post the shit in general just because it's so fucking bad.
I regurgitated hearing that.
No wonder this experiment at Virginia Tech failed. Just look at that pizza.
Yeah. Look in general. Here it is. Fucking look at it. Look at this abomination.
What the fuck is that?
That's Altoona style pizza, baby.
Update on the Rutgers. We got they're tied right now, 21.
That's a pizza. What the fuck? That's not pizza.
Rotten eggs put on top of a pizza.
Look, there are things that
this is the shit that they. This is the shit they serve you in Super Hell.
What is that on top? I'm trying to. Why is there
those are so the pizza actually gets baked without the cheese, and then afterwards they slap on fucking Kraft singles on top of the pizza.
Oh my
that's
god.
That's
It's rancid, dude.
That shit looks bad.
You know what? If you're Virginia Tech, so I think the lesson here of your Virginia Tech is check what local pizza service your head coach has from where they're from.
This has been a while. This has been something that's been happening a while for Virginia Tech. It's been a slow decline.
Downward spiral. Downward spiral. Downward spiral. Downward spiral. Downward spiral. Well, other than that, is there anything other football-wise that we want, college football-wise that we wanted to talk about? Because if not, I have one more thing before.
Not necessarily. I mean, dude, Georgia Tech.
Did we talk about Mike Gundy yet? I think
the Wisconsin head coach.
Yeah.
Probably.
Well, I was about to say.
They're not going to fire him in the middle of the season.
Mike Gundy is the coach for life. The only way he leaves is by his own decision. Is by his own want.
They got to at least, if they even do that, they got to give him the end of the season.
We actually have I forgot we have an actual Pennsylvanian in chat. Noah, Answer for the crimes of Altoona style pizza.
I don't eat Altoona style pizza.
No, I love the conviction in his voice of like he immediately doesn't want to be associated with it. Like, look, man, I don't like it. I don't want to eat it. Just leave me out of this.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, we gotta talk about. Yeah, we gotta talk about Clemson. Yeah, it's over. It's
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, to be fair, they should have been over like 30. To be fair, they should have been over like a while ago. They were still, in my opinion, one of the most they're there kind of college football teams of last year. Like the
I mean, like
North
the
Carolina
big reason
game.
why they. Sorry about
No,
that. I think.
Go ahead.
Sorry, I just wanted to talk. I wanted to talk about that as well. Like if it weren't for like Miami's sudden like collapse, I feel like the ACC I feel like the ACC Clemson's ACC reign is over. I think. Like I don't think they're gonna be in the ACC upper tier again for a while at least.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the ACC in general has just fallen to the point where I can realistically say I think the best team in this conference is the Yellow Jackets and the Seminoles. And I don't trust the Seminoles still. The Hurricanes.
Not Miami. Not Miami.
Offense, I
just
trust. I always have questions about their
Carson
defense, and
Beck. That's the only
always
reason.
questions about someone that doesn't know when to kneel the fucking ball. But you know,
It's a me.
Yeah, Mario Cristobal, aka the reason why Noah has aneurysms at night. But like,
It's like, Yasko, why are there pieces of colostomy bags on this pizza?
that is very funny.
I mean, the thing with Clemson, like I think the thing with Clemson, like them losing to Georgia Tech, it just felt like a game where it's like, yeah, this really screams the game they'd lose because Georgia Tech has just been like, even when Georgia Tech has lost, they have been very tough for teams to have to try and beat, and we've seen them pull off upsets before, mainly whenever they play Miami. But the fact is, it feels like Clemson kind of feels like I feel a lot of similarities between Clemson right now and how I felt with Florida and how Florida State looked in like the final years and like the last couple of years of Jimbo Fisher. Like there's a lot of similarities between the two, and afterwards, it felt like Florida State. It took many years for them to really recover from that slide that they experienced in the late 2010s, and even now they've still experienced plenty of hiccups in the process. I just wonder if something similar might happen to Clemson, especially given it feels like Clemson is they're in a tricky situation because they're really not great when it comes to handling the NIL stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, ACC aside, they're kind of hopeless. Though, I guess we'll get to the last thing for college football before we get to everyone's favorite NFL. The game's still happening now, and it'll probably be like almost done by the time we're finished. Somewhat like how come the Cowboys are somehow less embarrassing than more embarrassing than the Cowboys who traded away Micah Parsons?
I mean, it's kind of been like that for so long. There's no. I find that there's honestly no redemption. In anything, unfortunately, with this franchise. So with this current school, the fact that they didn't win a single game in conference play last year was the sign of all signs that I don't think that these guys are going to be back for a long time. And I mean, especially if you're a recruit that's currently looking for places to sign for long term, Does anybody want to really commit to a coach that's probably not going to be there next year? Nope.
By the way, they just turned it over on downs.
Oh, good lord.
Oh.
Oh, football. It's so back.
It
I guess
is.
the last memory, on your point, because you mentioned how they went 0-9 in conference play. The last thing from that season last year for Oklahoma State was the fact that they got blown out by Colorado, got blown out by Shadur and Travis Hunter on ABC in front of a national audience. He got blown out 52-0, and that was the lasting memory of that 2024 team. And this year, it's gotten so much worse because you have a lot of trouble against UT Martin, and then you face Oregon, and so everyone knows how that game turned out. It was an absolute massacre. And it just feels like, because I've heard what a lot of Oklahoma State fans have had to say about the football program, and it feels like for years there's been cracks forming at the base of the program, and it really feels like with last year and this season, the cracks that had formed long ago are really starting to break apart the program. And by that, I am primarily talking about Mike Gundy's tenure at Oklahoma State, because he is, without question, the best coach they've ever had, the best coach they probably ever will have, and his personality makes him an icon of college football. But there are times where you can just tell that a head coach is past their expiration date, and when it's clear they don't give a shit anymore. And it's very obvious with Mike Gundy right now that he has stopped giving a shit. Like, this program needs to move on.
Yeah, and to real quick to bring this up because not to attack like the Packers or anything as much as I want to, but it's the first thing that came to my mind. The biggest thing that reminds me of this in general is just the entire fact that this whole gives off the vibes of, when like Mike McCarthy was just like on the Packers, just kind of shitting himself on the sideline, hoping that his talent would bail him out every time. Mike Gundy has unfortunately gotten to the point where he's basically gotten there and has been like, well, if my talent doesn't bail me out, looks like we're going to lose by a shit ton. And it's just, it's been like that for a very saddening amount of time.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think that Oklahoma State were literally, they were yards away from going to the college football playoff 4 years ago, and they made it to the Big 12 title game 2 years ago. And yeah, it really shows how much can change in a short amount of time.
And here's one for you. The OK State Cowboys were literally one of the most iconic upsets away from making it to the national championship in 2011.
Mhm. That was arguably the situation that caused the 4-team college football playoff to be formed, was that entire situation.
Eh.
But yeah, talk about a downfall.
Well,
Although you have to wonder, how far were you going to get by starting geriatric Brandon Whedon under center?
It's one of the best insanity runs in college football
Mhm.
history, that's for sure.
Yeah, all I gotta say is it's gonna be a while before we see anything like resulting in positivity. Like there are teams that, were solid, like competitive teams that are now, look at them now. I mean, look at Oregon State, Wazoo right now. Teams that didn't figure it out that are now falling behind.
they've become forgotten Power Five. I mean, forgotten Power Fours, and that is unfortunately sad.
Mm-hmm.
But hey, not everything has to be sad. We could get to, the meat and potatoes of everything. The NFL, guys, we love football here. We love the NFL.
We're just talking about football.
Yeah. Real quick, before I got into it, Kamain, I did want to ask, since we have been doing it, recently, did you want to, reveal the rankings, per se? Or would you rather keep them
You've got them
internally?
all. You can pull them.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure because I didn't want to. So, behind the scenes, we've started up recently something that we like to call the USB 14, which is the USB top 14, which is the which is the top 14 teams of the NFL of each week in the NFL. Essentially, they're power rankings, but college football-ified, essentially. And how we do it, we have everyone and a couple others give their votes for who the top 14 teams are. Last week, we didn't go over it because I didn't want to really do it without, the person who had the brains behind it here. But this week, we actually have the person here, and so rank 1 for this week, receiving 5 first place votes, is the Buffalo Bills, with a grand total of 119 points. Second place, with 2 first place votes, we have the Green Bay Packers, with 111. Third place, with 2 first place votes, we have the Eagles with 102. At 4, we have Ravens with 96. 5, Chargers with 88. Buccaneers, 6 with 76. Colts, 7 with 73. Lions, 8 with 28. Rams, 9 with 64. Falcons 10 at 30, my bad. Niners at 11 with 20. Tied for that is the Commanders at 20. I don't know the tiebreaker. I don't really fucking care right now. At 13,
the
we have...
tiebreaker was I didn't realize we had one. So it's probably just alphabetical.
The Niners have a 4, and the Commanders have a C. That's the tiebreaker. The Chiefs at 13 with 18, and the Bengals at 14 with 15 points. And of course, Vikings, Broncos, Cowboys, Cardinals, Seahawks, Patriots, Giants, Jaguars, and Texans all receiving votes. I'm not going to go over each one of those because I don't fucking care. And currently, for the fraud watch we have for this week, we have the Kansas City Chiefs. I would go over each player, but I'm going to be real. We could just post that whenever the fuck we want. But before that, we have games to recap and things to talk about, and also get into the main thing of why the fuck is there so many must-win games for these NFL teams. But first and forehand, we'll start off with Thursday Night Football of last week, since we didn't talk about it, because that's how we normally do it. We had the Washington Commanders taking on the Green Bay Packers. I feel very fitting to let the Packers fan talk about this.
Why did you guys not rank the Packers number 1? They're the only one with 2 quality wins.
Not yet. The Bills have just been way more impressive than...
Way more impressive when they had to make a 15-point comeback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Josh
Yes.
Allen is that white boy.
Josh Allen's that
white boy.
The way I see it, there is the defending champion status at the time, but also I feel like part of me, the only reason they moved Green Bay down was the curse wheel, if I'm being completely honest.
Ooh, base.
We love curses here.
I'm going by college football like stats. Like if like I'm going also based on like last year's like appearances too. Like I think they still have a bit to prove because I don't know how much like would go, how much of this is going to be like, sustainable, I don't know.
I mean, the thing with the Packers are a top 5 NFL team. 100% they are.
I'm not saying that. I'm just,
Well,
I have them like 4th on
yeah,
my ranking,
that's top 5. That's top 5.
Sorry to interrupt, but Oklahoma State just turned it over on downs again.
Oh my god,
dude.
Also, this is how Kamain gets you. He gets under your skin like that. But I think the main reason why the Packers weren't one, granted you have I think a lot of it just comes down because I told him this the other day. I still think that it just comes down to QB tax, and Josh Allen is just he's way above Jordan Love in almost everything. And while I think that the Packers defense is definitely better than the Bills, I think Josh Allen and specifically the quarterback position on that Bills team just slightly pushes them over the edge. It's unfortunately quarterback tax, but it's fair. But I feel like it's reasonable enough quarterback tax.
I think
Plus,
it's
the
fair
Packers
for
got two
someone
first
like
place
I think it's
votes.
fair for someone like Josh Allen. It's just I can also understand the logic against that because it's like, well, I still want to see more from the Bills defense because we've seen time and time again how it always lets them down in the postseason, and I think that's a fair thing to keep analyzing is how their defense performs throughout the season because I want to see a bit more from it.
Mhm.
But Kamain, what did you see from that Commanders Packers game that you just in general? What did you see from it that you wanted to comment about?
Packers looked complete for 2 weeks in a row. They were the first team in NFL history to beat 2 prior postseason teams. In the first 2 weeks on less than 5 days rest, which is like, it's a Shohei stat in the NFL. Except they won, which is how it's not an actual Shohei stat.
But yeah, like I said, I'm not discrediting the Packers win because they definitely played a very good game against the Commanders. And after this game, I left feeling two things. I felt a lot more complete about Green Bay being good, but I also felt a lot more worried about the Commanders. I get we got that Jaden Daniels injury on the I believe he got injured in like the third or fourth quarter, I don't remember. But Cliff
Don't know. He
Kingsbury,
wasn't scrambling hardly any of the game, so
yeah,
it's a bit hard to tell.
yeah.
They're
But
probably
that
fighting.
yeah,
Will
that Cliff,
React Bot did it.
We're sorry. No, we're not. I'm
yeah.
not.
But the thing is, and this is something that I will just say about the Commanders. I feel like Cliff Kingsbury had a very bad game calling plays because we were all watching that game together, and we all collectively agreed they checked the ball down way too much than they should have. Like Jaden Daniels threw 42 passes, 30 of them were checkdowns. That's 75%
It's
of
worth
his throws.
noting that has been a pretty consistent theme amongst the Packers' opponents.
Still, I think that
Like,
I think
both
that it's something that you
teams
have to consider,
really
though.
just did not find anything far in.
I think it speaks about how good the Packers defenses look, but it also speaks about how Washington definitely just did not have a great game plan going in. And I know there's the stuff about Daniels and all that, but even then, it's like you could tell that Washington was just very overwhelmed from the start of the game.
And not to mention, too, the Packers had a breakout player finally. Tucker Kraft had a very good game, all things considered.
Tucker Kraft
Unfortunately,
had the best tight end game for a Packer since the Miracle in Motown.
Jared Cook was that the Jared Cook game or the
Richard
Yes, that was the
Rodgers, I
Jared Cook
believe.
game.
Oh, never mind.
Oh,
Wait, was
Yeah,
it
or that
the
one
Jared
drive
Cook or
from
was it
Jeff
Richard
Janis if
Rodgers?
you want to count the 2015 playoffs.
it was both then. But yeah,
Yeah.
But yeah, Tucker Kraft had
for all this talk about no wide receiver one, have you considered the fact is actually a tight end?
Well, at the same time, though, Tucker Kraft showed signs last year, and I felt like he had a breakout game. Unfortunately, he did get injured, so I am holding out.
No, he's expected to play this week.
Oh, he is? Still, he has a lot of hope going into this season. It's always nice to see a tight end do good. We love tight ends here. I'm not going to be ringing my Tucker Craft as tight end 1 bells, but
Tight end
the
one?
Packers
No.
may have
Wide
a very
receiver
good
one,
weapon.
quite possibly.
Who'd have thought your wide receiver 1 is a white guy from South Dakota who is a member of a Native American tribe by technicality?
What is it? Your tight you need your tight ends to be a little bit unhinged.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I sent you that video, but I didn't send everyone else here. Apparently, Tucker Craft is recognized as a civilian of a Native American tribe in South Dakota. I don't remember what, but he is...
If I had to
he
take a wild guess, I'd say the Sioux.
Maybe. I don't know. But that was something cool that I found out. I just love the fact that Tucker Craft is good. I hate the fact that he's on the Packers, but listening to his story and hearing all the things that he overcome, I feel nothing but great things for that guy. And I'm so happy for him that he's able to do stuff like this. I just hope that the Packers trade him to literally any other team for a 7th round pick.
Yep, the Cheyenne River Sioux.
Ah.
Yep.
Canada? Canadian Paw.
Oh, yeah.
I like Canada.
Honestly,
Also-
him on the Rough Riders would go hard.
Also, too, something that I noticed about that Commanders-Packers game, not that the weapons were an issue at all, but I think losing Austin Eckler is a very huge blow, considering that he is a very good receiving back threat. And losing him for the season, despite having a very nice young rookie behind there, is super concerning. Not your still your 2 best weapons on the team were guys who were relevant
You don't-
in like.
You don't believe in JCM? You don't believe in JCM?
It's not that I don't believe in him. I think he'll be good, but the fact of the matter is, Austin Eckler is an amazing receiving back.
Sorry for
JC
interrupting. My bad. I'm
No,
sorry.
you're fine. JCM doesn't do what Eckler does, and that's a huge loss for
He
that core
doesn't
because
do
it takes
what Eckler does yet.
Well, yeah, still it's going to take time, and losing him is still an inherent downgrade.
It sounded like
And-
I like what they have currently in their backup right now. And it sounds like they were going to transition him into being the starter full time at some point during
Yeah.
this season. So I don't think it's as big of a loss as it is. They really like Merritt. I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, it does suck for Eckler though, because that is,
Mhm.
especially at his age and how his production's been kind of declining. Like that's a horrible injury.
Yeah.
I
Definitely.
I will stay by this statement though that I will say about the Commanders. They have the most. They have the most hype. They have the hypest receiving core of 2020. I'm sorry, but when you look at this receiving core of Ertz, Samuel, McLaurin, Eckler, previously Eckler, you'll look at what I say and be like, that makes a saddening amount of sense. But yeah, Commanders, I'm not gonna do that.
We got Marcus.
missed
We got
out
Marcus
on a
Mariota
very
starting
epic pun
next
there.
week.
Oh
That's
yeah, I
good.
guess that gets into my next segment. So now, guys, we're going to do: is this a must-win game for the next team? Green Bay, no. Moving on.
No, wait, guys.
What?
But
The Washington Commanders.
Duval.
Teehee.
Mods, kick him out of the call.
But yes, Packers, no, we're not discussing that. Commanders, though, the Commanders play up against the Raiders. Chat, is this a must-win game for the Washington Commanders?
No.
State your case.
No.
not yet.
It's
No.
not must
I mean,
win.
for
It's a
the-
game that
for the
they
sake
should
of-
win, but it's not
You know
must
what?
win.
Tell you what, it is a must-win game, but not for the season, for stupid overplayed narratives.
Oh,
Yeah,
right, because Mariota was on the Raiders. Fuck, I did
No,
forget
not,
that.
not Mariota. It's just we need the NFC to have an inconsistent winner. Dude, you think the Eagles fans are insufferable now? What if they win their division for a second year in a row?
Oh my God.
Ooh, that's
Like, what if they break the curse?
Okay, but like
Oh.
I mean, we still have like the Cowboys and all that. They can still do it.
We'll get to them when we
Or
get
the
to
Giants. The Giants
Well,
could do it.
We'll get to them when the time comes.
them. Well, let's get into the Sunday
Nice
night
to see that
football.
Sicko's Comedy Hours alive.
True. Time to get into the Sunday. Let's get into the Sunday slate of games. First, let's start off with the most boring game of all time. Joe Flacco finally returned home, guys. The Browns played the Ravens in what I can only deem as the most game of all time. Dylan Gabriel has more touchdown passes than Jalen Hurts.
Mm.
It's a game that
Yeah.
it's a game that happened.
All right, here's
I
my
mean, hey.
review of it.
Like even on red,
Oh, yeah.
even when we were watching on Red Zone, we saw like no clips. We saw like
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
true.
the only positive I can say about the Browns is, hey, you did stop. You only held Derrick Henry to 23 yards. Probably wish you could have done the same for Lamar.
I mean, maybe Derrick Henry just felt really.
Yeah, and hey, because of who it was, we get to play this sound effect.
Joe Flacco.
Oh,
I will say this though. DeAndre Hopkins, why does he look decent? You're like fucking. You're old as shit, dude.
So
You're not supposed to be
still
doing
got
this
it.
shit.
he's
Satan's no
gone.
longer controlling him.
I
Satan is no longer controlling Unk.
I'm happy that the fact that he's still that if he can just ball out for the year, I'd be so happy if he just balls out for the rest of the season. That would
Update.
be a
Touchdown-
happy moment.
touchdown Oklahoma State.
Yep, you got a touchdown.
About time.
If you want to know how that game went, it went so bad that Cooper Rush was kneeing the ball at the end.
Ooh, Cooper
Yeah,
Rush. Shooting.
There's just like the thing is, everyone knew for Cleveland this was just going to be we'll see whatever the fuck happens and we'll just go from there. But the one positive that I will say about them, they have a phenomenal running back room. Between Dylan Sampson, Judkins had a pretty good game, all things considered. He learned how to beat defenders instead of other people, and Jerome Ford still kind of has a little bit of juice in him still. I love their running back room. They should probably do something about it and try to trade away some people of value. In all honesty, one of the veteran guys, because I feel like Sampson and Judkins are going to be the good 1-2 combo going forward. Jerome Ford is essentially a bag of peanuts on that team. And hey, Cedric Tillman also caught a really cool touchdown pass.
I will
honestly,
miss the kick.
I think a lot of it comes down to how good their coaching is at running back. Like, I got to be completely honest, they've just been really good at coaching the running back position ever since Stefanski got to Cleveland.
I mean, they milked Kareem Hunt into being a decent back after everything he's been through. I think Cleveland knows how to get the mileage out of a running back.
Like, you want to talk about
give them washed ass fucking who was that old Texans running back that had like 2 very good years but then fell off? He was Noah. Was it, like Austin Foster or Arian Foster?
Who are you regarding to?
The guy that had like 2 really good seasons but like fell off. He was on the Texans for like the mid 2000s. I mean mid 2010s.
Arian Foster.
Arian Foster. Like, he could put Arian Foster on that field and somehow find a way to get him 70 yards of offense.
Yeah. Here's one I always point to. The Cleveland Browns made us give a shit who the fuck Dearness Johnson was.
Hey, that's actually Jaguars.
true.
What's
Can
up?
I divert the topic 1 second now that you're bringing up the Browns?
What?
Yes.
I want to go back to that whole Deshaun Watson trade again. Not because the Texans won it. Yeah, I know it's the easiest thing in the world. But I'm going to say, let's say this: even if this has nothing to do with the Texans by this point, or even the Bucks. I can confidently say, even though the Texans may not have won that Browns trade yet, the Browns definitely lost it. Like, what are we doing here?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even with that talent, would you expect them to draft anyone worth anything? Like being for real for a moment, this Browns front office has very much been questionable with some of their picks. Like, I mean, I can't remember like a good guy that the Browns drafted high in the first round that really showed to be like a true stud on this team in a while. Because the only guy that I remember last is like Baker Mayfield, and like Denzel Ward but that was also the same. Myles Garrett was 17.
The obvious one, but you know.
They've
but like they haven't
missed-
drafted anyone worth note.
I think I see your point to that. Yeah, like they haven't hit on even like third or second round picks. Like it's
Like
it's
JOK's
not
good, but like JOK isn't the greatest. Like I'm looking up their current draft picks right now, and it's just like
Looks like Iowa Rutgers has gone back to normal, and it's just a punt fest.
Well, granted, the whole thing, the Greg Newsome was like an okay pick, but the issue is he isn't that guy on the defense. He's a good CB2, but not a guy that you spend a first round pick on. Jedrick Willis was a horrible draft pick. Not to mention getting guys like Sion Taki, Greedy Williams, Sheldrick Redwine. Like, they haven't done anything. Like,
They drafted Cade York in the 4th round.
like,
By the way,
if they had
Sione
those
Taki
picks, what
Taki
did they
is
do?
now a practice squad member on the Vikings.
Like, what do you do with those picks? Like, I get like you could have still
a first rounder next year.
Oh right.
Look at all
Oh,
that
yeah, true.
capital
They
that
do
they
have
had
the
by
Jags.
not taking Travis Hunter. I think that's going to be something that if he does be extremely successful in the picks for it, that they just they've been proven that they've been unable to develop talent. Oh boy, I do not want to be Cleveland if Travis Hunter balls out and the assets that you got from the trade don't turn out to be much.
And the thing is, I like
he's looking all right so far. I'm still of the opinion, and I don't know if we're getting to the Jags game, but that PI call was some bullshit.
we go through every game, so we'll get to it. But the thing is, I like
be
their
mad
draft
later then.
class. Like I like their draft class this year. I like Mason Graham, Carson Schwezinger, Quinshon Judkins, Fannin, Gabriel. I love their draft this year. I feel like they got guys, but the issue is it's way too late for it. Stefanski, I still feel like if he has a bad season this year, ownership's gonna be like, well, he's one of the most losing. He's a very loser coach that we've had for a while, and it's not even his fault, and they're gonna get rid of him. The fact of the matter is, no matter what happens with the Deshaun trade, whether they do it or not, I think this is all going to happen the same in the end. Cleveland is just the repeating cycle. They are the perfect definition of a circle. They're back to square one again. We are back to where they were in 2017, 2018, probably not 2017, more like 2018, where they finally have a rookie quarterback that they're going to put out there, but they're going to give the young guy a little bit of time to do shit. And it's ridiculous. Nothing on this team has given me any hope.
I
Cleveland
wonder
is
what
going
because
convicted
Shador's not
rapists they'll
seeing the
trade
field
for this
yet.
time.
Nothing on this team. And I could get into the whole fucking Shadur not being drafted by the Ravens shit, but I just figured that as mute points. Shadur got what he deserved at this point. I'm not going to waste a single fucking breath on him anymore. And I'm just going to say this now. The Browns need to get their shit together because this is a good draft class. If they don't get this draft class right, they
Every
are
class is
fucked.
a good draft class.
Well, for Cleveland,
It's
if every draft class is bad, then they all have to be average. Then, oh my god, it's the standard. Oh my god, they don't have good, they don't have bad, they have average. Just average is the worst.
We'll
I
talk
see
about
their
the
game plan.
standards later. We'll talk about it later. The thing with Cleveland is it really speaks to how much damage the trade did to them. The fact that it's probably just still going to take a lot longer for them to recover from the trade, and it's just Cleveland really is just they're a special bunch. They really are. They know how to say what you want about the Browns. They know how to reinvent themselves because they went from the classic lovable losers to the losers that everyone loves to make fun of. That's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, time to play the famous game. Are these teams in a must-win situation? Browns, no, the season was over before it even started. It's not a must-win game. Ravens is an interesting one though, because I don't think this is like a must-win in the terms of like if they don't win this, they're not making the playoffs. But rather, I feel like they have to win this because even though the Bengals lost Joe Burrow, which we'll get into that later. Starting off 1-2 in the AFC North is still not a position you want to be in.
Whoa, holy crap.
It is a rough hole to get out of, in my opinion. So, I don't know. What does the jury say? Yay
It's
or
not
nay?
a must-win game. It's not a must-win game, but it's a game you'd want to win.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Also, looks like Iowa got pinned inside their 5. Oof.
Ouch. But it's okay. But yeah, I think the court has ordered and has decreed the Ravens will not be serving a suspension if they lose this game. Instead, they will be clowned on Facebook Live by their family and friends if they lose this game.
We Hoopin'
Ravens,
will be
man.
crashing out.
Yeah.
It's so weird because the Ravens, honestly, if they just locked in, I could honestly see them going on a 17-0 season. But their biggest enemy is always going to be themselves. They are the best roster in the entire league. Their biggest weakness is themselves. Because when they lose, they technically lose to 2 teams. Their opponent and themselves.
Well, up next, kind of a mute point since one of these teams already played. But Patriots and Dolphins. I don't even think
I'm sorry, they're tanking. If they know better, then they throw in the towel. This isn't must win. They gotta start over. I think they're broken.
This is a must lose game for week 4.
We're now actually in must lose territory for the Dolphins.
I mean, I don't even want to talk much about the Patriots because, like, I feel like what else is there to be said? Ramondre Stevenson had a really good game. Drake May looked very solid. And not to mention, too, fucking Kayshon Boutte is catching touchdowns. Who'd have thought?
Booty, rocking everywhere.
I think the if you want to talk about stuff that really happened, I guess we could really say the fact that Miami was leading the game at one point. And the fact of the matter is that once that kick return happened, once that punt return happened, and Miami had all that hope, you could just feel the absolute hope just be ripped away. It's like that one Simpsons thing. You could see where their heart breaks in real time, and it's just
Watch this, Lise. You can pinpoint the exact moment his heart snaps in half.
it's just like Miami is so sad. They're so sad. I want to give the Patriots credit because they played a really good game, and I feel like this is a perfect starter for Drake May to really just have a great year this year, because I have a lot of hope and faith that in his talent and in how he plays football, where he can potentially be one of those top quarterbacks that we're talking about in about 2 or 3 years.
I mean, they played a really good game, but like, I'll give New
that
England
offensive
this.
line.
Look, I'll give New England this. They beat Miami in Miami the first time in 6 years, which the last time that happened was the game where Antonio Brown was a Patriot that one time.
Oh.
Mhm.
So I mean, good on New England for ending the curse. And you know what? I mean, really says something about Miami, and especially what we know now, that this team is fucked when they can't even beat New England at home.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the first time New England ever beat Tua Tagovailoa.
Wow.
Tua was
Christ.
7-0 against them. Tua was 7-0 against them for his career until that night.
Yeah, I feel like we tried to give the Patriots as much praise as possible. Let's get into the ugly side of things. I'm just gonna get this out of the way. The Patriots in a must-win game for week 3 against the Steelers? No, because their entire thing this year is basing on how Drake May is going to look. But on the opposite hand, are the Miami Dolphins in a must-win situation for week 3? Guys, break the news to me. Like, this is a
How do we
must-win
tell 'em?
game for the Dolphins. Like, they really
we
have to
tell 'em?
win. What?
I believe they've
do
already
we tell 'em?
lost, and I think the season is they're done.
Wait, Miami lost? Wait, Miami. The Dolphins, right?
Yes.
The football
Mhm.
team.
Yes.
Yeah,
The-
yeah, with the coach that looks like Nickman.
You're talking about Miami, the football team? They lost?
Yes.
What was the game? Obviously it was close, right? It was close, right?
Kinda?
Nico, yeah.
That's not good, right? Let me look this.
That's not good. That's not. We're derb.
That's.
Oh, that's why.
Mr. President, a second plane has hit the World Trade Center.
Guys, I think we need to have very uncomfortable conversations about Tua.
Yeah.
I posted this yesterday when we were watching the game, but I'm posting it again. Tua is not a good quarterback. I'm sorry.
Tua was. Remember,
He was
Tua
a good quarterback.
He's
He
not a
isn't
good
anymore.
quarterback.
Let's
He's
just say it
not.
right here. They screwed up as the second they let Tua play against the Bengals on September 29th, 2022, they made their bed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The thing is, too, I think this is the game has officially killed anything that resembles hope for Miami. Because I looked at this game and I thought, maybe Tua wasn't that bad. I looked at the passing yards after catch, which I get passing yards after catch doesn't really tell the entire story. But when 110 of 146 of your passes were yards after catch from your receivers, that is not a Tua's being very good. That is Tua is throwing the ball to the nearest open player and hoping they make plays. And sometimes that's okay. You can check down as a quarterback, and that is all right. That is a-okay. When you're doing it the entire game, it's rough. And we can all vouch for me when I say this. I have saw the first ever hospital ball checkdown in my life. I thought I would have never saw one, but Tua
Hospital ball
somehow
screen pass.
outdone me.
It was a
The
screen pass.
first ever
Hospital.
hospital ball screen pass.
I mean, it's just it's gotten to a point with Tua where it feels uncomfortable watching him out there, especially when there's a clean pocket and he's just scrambling like there is pressure there when there isn't. It's probably just in his instincts to just scramble there, and I'm not gonna lie, it's uncomfortable to watch. And it's just like, honestly, just I feel like kind of for the sake of Tua, for the sake of not wanting to watch that, I would be fine with Miami just benching him.
Yeah.
I want it to happen because I don't want to see more of this. I don't need to see more of this. We know what the situation is. We know it's not working with Tua. You gotta you gotta just put the horse down.
Kamain, what was Tua's contract looking like again? I know we talked about it last night, but I forgot.
Bad.
5 years, $265 million.
I think it was like a 50 million
167 million of which are guaranteed.
They can cut the losses pretty fine if they designate them as a post June 1st cut, but they're pretty fucked next year.
Yeah. They also have to trade Tyreek Hill too. They have to get him gone. He doesn't want to be there. Mike McDaniel doesn't want to be. No one wants to be in Miami, which is really funny because everyone was like, "Come to Miami. We don't have taxes. Everything's nice and happy here." And then you realize you have to play for the Dolphins, and then you're like, "Ugh."
I mean, it is funny looking in hindsight that Tyreek's options when he got traded from Kansas City was the Dolphins and the Jets, which is really funny looking in hindsight because I feel like either option he would have ended up in this similar scenario where he's wanting out.
Either option he would have had to play with Zach Wilson.
True. He might still have to play with Zach Wilson. Who knows? I mean, it's just
the MILF fan.
I'm gonna say about Miami, and I feel like this is an opinion I had last night, and I feel like it still holds up. Mike McDaniel needs to be fired, but I'm gonna be real. I think he's the biggest problem with the Dolphins, and I don't even think he's the second biggest problem with the Dolphins, because the biggest problem with the Dolphins, he's a symptom of a much bigger problem.
Mm-hmm.
The much bigger problem being Chris Greer is your GM and Tua is your quarterback.
I
Also,
think
I'd argue their symptoms too.
Yeah,
the real problem is the guy pulling the strings. Stephen Ross is your terrible owner.
Yeah. It's just
the biggest mistake Ross made. The biggest mistake he made in hindsight wasn't firing Flores. It was not firing Greer with him.
Yeah. The issue with this team is the best player on that offense currently is Devon Achane. And Devon Achane is a great player. That's no slight against him. He should not be the best player on your offense.
Mm-hmm.
He should be like this. He should be like the second or like the third. But the best player on that offense, no, not even close.
Yeah.
This team needs to fucking sell everything at the deadline. But I will give Miami this one thing. They helped me win a bet last night, and I won $10. So congratulations, Miami. I'm going to be placing a bet on Sunday in your honor. Stephen Ross, I just know you want to.
Is that why you were like sipping on some soda from Burger King earlier?
Sort of, yeah.
Of course.
But yeah, anywho, for the Dolphins, it doesn't really fucking matter. You're in must-lose situation. We're already expecting F's on your report card. Get the fuck out of here. Up next, Let's get to
Tua, please
another
retire.
boring awe game. Bills Jets.
Well, that pretty much just showed us absolutely nothing other than Bills good, Jets bad.
You know what it
Next.
should tell me? That the
3 for
Steelers are
11.
not a very good team. Because how did they allow 30 points to the Jets?
Yeah.
3 for 11.
Justin Fields got outdueled by Mitch Trubisky this game.
Yeah, Justin Fields was the fourth best quarterback in that game, which is genuinely very impressive and also quite funny.
Yeah. James Cook is really good, though. We fuck with James Cook here. We all love James Cook.
Hell yeah! He's getting
Mhm.
fantasy points, winning games. Hell yeah!
I will say, you mentioned, like the guy from Virginia Tech who just got fired.
Brent Key.
Yeah.
Not Brentford.
Noah, can you tell me how he was as a defensive coordinator with the Nittany Lions?
I do not recall him ever being a defensive coordinator for the Nittany Lions. The person I had beef with was Grinch. Well, no, not Alex Grinch. Hang on a second.
The one that
I
stole
think-
Christmas.
Are you talking about an OC?
Mike Yurchich.
Yeah. Mike Yurchich.
Yeah.
Let me take a look at Brent. Let's take a look at Brent Key. Let me take a look at. Wait.
Also, too, real quick, while we're looking that up, guys, I think Brees Hall
Oh, I am
might
so
not
sorry,
be good.
Brent Key. I mistake you for Brent. I mistake you for Brent Pry. He was the defensive coordinator for Penn State from 2016 to 2021. He was.
Not good, not bad, not good. Kind of.
Yeah, he was. I wasn't really the biggest of Penn State fans, but I wasn't really become a true Penn State fan through and through until around 2021, and that was a year where the entire team got destroyed after Clippers injury. So I'm not sure how much to really qualify him.
Packer
He did
quarterback
because
Sean
He
Clifford.
was a defensive coordinator who orchestrated the complete blown lead to Ohio State in 2017. That started their complete ownership of us. If that counts for anything. But no, he sucked. He was a terrible head coach. Probably better off as a DC.
Yeah, my thought is like maybe he could serve as DC under Sean McDermott, because I really don't like that system they got in Buffalo where McDermott is the head coach and the DC.
Yeah,
I
calling
mean,
plays
that's a
while
lot
also
of what
being the
other
head
coaches
coach.
do. I don't think it's that bad, in all honesty.
It's not that bad, but I feel like you would. I feel like in terms of what we've seen so far from like the Bills over the years, it's probably something where you'd rather have another play caller in there for defense.
Fair enough. Last thing I wanted to say about the Jets before we get into that, and just Buffalo in general. Actually, no, I'll just sum up Buffalo in one word. They're good. Next.
That's 2 words.
Fuck you. That's also 2 words. But yeah, I just want to say this. Guys, what happened to Brees Hall? Like, he was, like, good, and then he's kind of
I'll tell you what
Rodgers as his
happened.
quarterback last
The
year. He
Jets.
has Justin Fields as his quarterback this year.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah, it should be right.
it may have just been a week by
Since the
week
Jets
thing.
don't have a passing game, they only have a running game.
Yeah, I mean, granted, Brees did rush for over 100 yards in week 1, but it just felt like the Jets' offense just couldn't do anything against
Without
the
a
Bills.
passing game, without a passing game, you can't
The
really
Vikings
have
can save him.
can't really have
The
a running
Vikings can
Thank you.
save him.
game. Both to play.
Yeah,
Look at the Falcons with Penix Jr. He was able to. He wasn't really the main show against the Vikings but he did enough that allowed the run game to open up. That's what's required. Fields did jack shit. So there is no game otherwise.
No, not true. He had a very cool running play. That was it. And then he got concussed, which isn't his fault. But it's just
for Justin
there's
enjoyers.
Yeah, there's not much with the Jets. I would say, is there a must-win game for these teams? But Buffalo, spoiler alert for next week, they won, and the Jets After losing 2 to the Steelers and getting put on by that, your next opponent is the Buccaneers. You're hoping that you just don't lose by 30.
Well, although
also, God damn it, it's raining. I gotta go fucking Nick, I'm going to have you lead this next segment. Talk about the Niners and Saints.
Wait, one second. Important thing to note, Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to be without 2 of their starting offensive linemen this week. So that's something to note.
Okay, gotcha. Someone talk about Saints Niners. I gotta go roll up my fucking windows. Fuck.
Guys,
I don't think about
is
this.
Mac Jones elite? Is Mac Jones elite?
Is Mac Jones back? That's the
I
real question.
hate how good of a head coach Kyle Shanahan is. I can't stand how good he is. He's good, man.
I'm sorry, man. They took on the
BTJ
Saints
before he was getting tossed to hospital balls. So,
like,
I mean, it is true. They did play the Saints, and granted, I think seeing if Mac Jones can do it for more than 1 week is something worth waiting for.
Mm-hmm.
But
I will say it was Mac Jones's best game in a very long time. But I'm still not very comfortable with saying he's good after taking on what's left of the Saints.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I will say this
it's
though.
mostly
I will say this about the Saints. He didn't really have I feel like Spencer Rattler, even though I still don't see him as like he'll be a full-time, not like a full-time starter in the league. But I'll say this: Spencer Rattler's been playing he's looked better. Like he's playing some respectable football, and that's good to see if you're someone that likes Spencer Rattler.
You know where I think he's playing? You know what level I think he's at? I think he's playing at a Ryan Fitzpatrick right now.
Bro, it is fucking pouring outside. My shirt got drenched in 10 seconds. Fuck.
But you like the rain.
Not when my windows are down. Anywho, speaking of rain, I don't know what you guys are talking about, but
I was talking about how I think Spencer Rattler is playing at a Ryan Fitzpatrick level of football.
Yes.
Oh yeah, he's definitely raining down some touchdowns. Fuck, where's the goddamn soundbite? I'm getting this out of something. There we go.
It's gonna rain all week. I'm gonna.
Yeah, you know what? Rain is better than scalding hot sun.
I thought you were talking about this one.
I'm jaking it. I'm
Nope.
jaking it. Oh,
Nope.
So good.
Nope. But yeah, I will say this: Spencer Rattler did have a pretty good game against the Saints, even if their defense is made of silly putty currently.
I
love Spencer Rattler playing against the Saints. You'll love to see it.
Fuck you. It's fuck you.
The only complaint I have about Spencer Rattler, especially on this podcast, is that I don't know whether you guys are gonna start talking about Spencer Rattler or if you guys are gonna be talking about me, Spencer. That's just like a.
Well, you're both. There's no discerning traits between you guys other than you're both named Spencer, so my joke doesn't work. Yeah. I will say this: the Niners constantly find ways to make games uncomfortable, and Alvin Kamara's
ways
good
to make the group chat uncomfortable.
That you do, Spencer. Unfortunately, that you do.
Oh, I guess there's one thing we can talk about. The Mac Jones resurgence.
Chat, is Mac Jones elite?
I hate
is
how
the
good
Mac
of a coach
back?
Kyle Shanahan is. Why is he so good of a head coach? I think this is
Topic,
more.
man. I cannot wait for Saints versus Jets because that is going to be a shit show for the ages.
Oh, it's gonna be beautiful. Oh, hi Garfield.
But yeah,
Nice. What if instead of Jones, he was called Freak Jones, and instead of throwing the football, he just stuck his tongue out and freaked it on the football.
Sprint!
Yeah. Also, the Christian McCaffrey is dead rumors. Unfortunately, They got killed on that day. Actually, no. They got put in the cold case. It's in a cold case right now.
No. What it is the body double is just that good.
Oh no, the real Christian McCaffrey's in a coma, but he woke up after seeing what happened against the Saints, and he's gonna come over and take his place. It's just all
Just
happening
come back
behind
up
the
my
scenes, and we don't know. They got rid of Jake Moody, and that helped out the Niners a bit today. I mean, on that day, except the fact that Eddie Pinheiro, he missed an extra point. But hey, you're given one. You're always given one.
Everyone gets one.
Mhm.
And he used his on the first quarter.
It's Spider-Man, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. Other than that, not much else to say about this game. Are either of these teams must-win territory?
Who cares? Saints, I
Saints,
don't think about
no.
them.
Niners is interesting. I'm gonna say no,
No.
but playing a 2-0 Cardinals team is a rough one. So I'm going to file that under the not necessary, but it would be very good if you did.
It's an important. It's not a must win, but it's an important game to win because it's divisional.
Yeah.
All divisional
Yeah.
games are important.
Yeah.
The answer I'm going to say for the Saints is that next week is a must-lose game because they're trying to get the ultimate prize, Arch Manning.
Well,
it's not Arch
Is
Manning.
Arch Manning going first overall?
I don't.
No, he's not. He's not going to commit.
He's not even gonna.
Brand-
He's not
Not
even.
even in this
Brandon
class.
Baby.
Not even in this
Yeah.
draft class.
He's
But
not
here's the
playing.
thing, though. On your point, though, it doesn't have to be a 1-year tank. It can be a 2-year tank if they want.
Exactly. Who would even be the top quarterback this year? What, fucking Drew Aller?
Nussmeier.
Drew Aller, Nussmeier. That's it.
I mean, maybe
Sellers if he isn't made of
Sellers
silly
if he
putty.
can. Sellers if he can stay healthy.
Rocco Beck, if he can, keep up what he did at Farmageddon and stuff.
Well, let's get to the more meat and potatoes of the 12 o'clock slate. I'm just gonna rip
But
the fucking
Taegan,
Band-Aid
I hate
off, and
meat and potatoes.
I'm just gonna rip the Band-Aid off and get it over with. The Bears and
Band-Aid
Lions
goal.
game sucked, but hey, we're gonna move
Personally, I thought it
on.
was neat.
But of course you
it's-
did.
It stunk, but my mom was happy, so I can't complain too much because I like it when my mom is happy.
Yeah, Caleb Williams.
You had a good.
My
Okay,
my
I'm
thing with Caleb right now, and there's I've been trying to gather varying opinions to try and make sort of sense with this, and the thing that I find to make the most sense, in my opinion, that kind of allies with me, is from everybody's least favorite sports show host, Colin Cowherd, noting that Caleb Williams and Ben Johnson's playing styles don't mesh well with one another. Ben Johnson likes things structured. Caleb Williams likes to play things on the fly. He likes to improvise as he goes about his business. And I want to think that it kind of makes sense, but it's I like it when Caleb Williams is in a structured system. I find that he does a lot better versus when he has to make things up on the fly. I think they're more in sync when things are planned versus when things aren't planned, if you catch my meaning.
I get where you're coming from, and to an extent, I agree. However, I think there needs to be a common ground between both. Caleb Williams isn't a guy that needs to be in structure. What he needs to do is he needs to be the equivalent of a 9-to-5 quarterback, but whenever overtime comes, he needs to take that opportunity and go with it. He needs to take the small stuff to improvise and use that to his advantage, essentially. in my opinion. I looked back on the game, and I looked at it, and I was like, well, Caleb Williams, at the end of the day, he had a decent-ish game. He worked on his accuracy a fair bit. The only thing that happened was the fourth down call. I think was in their own 30. I don't like that, but that might be a him thing. That might be Ben Johnson. I think you have to do that better. And also, too, I think you do have to try and throw that ball away, even if you are trying to make a play in that case. I don't particularly like that, but I get it. I feel, looking back on it, Caleb Williams had a pretty good game against a good Lions defense. I'm not going to say they're great or anything, but they were decent enough. The Bears line, they had a couple of issues still. Jonah Jackson looks kind of weak, and Braxton Jones is just not healthy. It happens. And DeAndre Swift needs to be gone from this team. I'm tired of him. He fucking sucks. But Rome looks good.
Romo Doomsday is the best part of the Bears. Easily.
Oh,
He's
100%. The issue with I think the one thing that I will say that I will critique Caleb on, he doesn't target his tight ends. He didn't target Kmet throughout most of the game, and he doesn't even look towards Loveland when he's on the field. So I think Caleb really needs to look at his safety valves and tight ends and help that out. That's the offensive side. Oh, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, and I know Ben was asked about that in terms of the tight ends, and he also took some accountability on that. So I'm hopeful that for this Sunday there is a lot more use of Kmet and Loveland, because I feel like if the Bears really want to really adjust with that offense, if they really want to get Caleb, if Caleb really wants to get more comfortable in a Ben Johnson offense, he really needs to utilize his tight ends more. And I think if Ben can make it clear that, hey, you need to do this, that would be great to see. I want to see it.
Yeah, and one other thing that I will say about this Bears team, I love that Ben Johnson is holding himself and his players accountable. I have not seen that shit at all throughout my entire time being a Bears fan. So seeing that, I fucking love it. Now I'm going to go on the inverse side of things. The Bears are entered to shit on defense. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. They are hurt. I get that. It's rough. Losing Jalen Johnson, huge blow. Losing Kyler Gordon, huge blow. Losing TJ Edwards, huge blow. I get Detroit has great weapons. Getting 52 put on you stings a ton. But the defensive backups have to set up. The cornerback depth has to step up. That is completely ridiculous. Tyreek Stevenson is not even, I'm not even like in hyperbole. He is the worst cornerback in the league. A quarterback targets him and it's fucking touchdown city. Tyreek Stevenson needs to be gone. If our entire cornerback core wasn't reduced to fucking string cheese and fucking plywood, he'd be gone. He sucks. He's horrible. He shouldn't be on this team. He should have been cut after the fucking Commanders game, but we gave him a shot because he had physical athleticism. But clearly, that athleticism isn't using him in the advantage he should be used. So he should be gone.
From a technical perspective, Tyreek Stevenson is perfect in that that's the passer rating he's allowing.
Funny.
Yeah.
I love being an adult because I can just be like, you know what I haven't had in forever? Corn Pops. And then I can just buy a box and eat it. Fuck yeah.
We love disposable income. We fuck with it heavy.
Yeah.
Now, time to get to my least favorite part of this team still. I fucking hate this D-line. Gorban Dexter is great. Deo is improving and he showed signs. Yep. Montez Sweat has been a disappointment. Flat out disappointment. You cannot sugarcoat it. You cannot put anything around it. Montez Sweat has been nothing but a disappointment. He needs to be better. He 100% needs to be better. This defensive line needs to get way more pressure than whatever the fuck was that. Jared Goff was having siestas back there. He was setting up fucking bar mitzvahs. He was planning for his son's fucking 12th birthday party back there.
Actually, a bar mitzvah's for 13.
No, I was saying 12th birthday party. He has a Jewish son and a Christian son. Okay. But yeah. That D-line needs to be better. Now I've yapped enough about the Bears, and it's time to give the Lions their flowers.
Wait, hang on a second. Before we go that, I want to bring in some breaking news. They're going to lose to Tulsa. They're going to lose to Tulsa.
It's 2 minutes. It's a 2-minute warning. They still have the ball.
They have not lost. Oklahoma State has not lost to Tulsa in Stillwater in 74 years.
Hey, Nick and I are going to get one.
But you're forgetting something, guys.
What?
Mike Gundy is a man. He was 40.
But yeah, actually, Taegan, before you go to the Lions, I do want to just give some quick comments about the Bears defense. Like, our secondary's injured as all hell. I'm expecting this defense to be bad, considering the injuries that we got and all that. Like, I know this defense isn't going to be good. And I know there's flaws in other areas like the D-line and all that, and they absolutely have to be better. Like, I'm expecting this Bears defense to be bad. Now, with that said, it should not be 52 points on you levels of bad. It should not be that level of awful. That is not how bad the Bears defense should be. And I don't expect the Bears defense to be that bad going forward. But like, that was just horrible. Like, that was absolutely horrible how they played against the Lions.
Yeah. Well, let's get to the positives. Let's get to the Detroit Lions side of things.
Boy.
Jahmyr Gibbs is very good. David Montgomery is also very good. Their defense is very good as well. I will say this now, Jack Campbell looks like a very good linebacker still, and I love that Alex Anzalone is still also running shit back. And to say this too, I felt like their secondary had a lot better game than they did against Green Bay. But here's where I'm going to get where's the Goff? Where's Amon-Ra St. Brown? The game was over by the fourth quarter. I am not going to give praise to a team who ran up the score. Wow, you ran up the score in the fourth quarter.
Wow,
Congratulations.
the Lions did what the Lions are going to do.
Yeah, I'm not going to give them praise for that. Goff had a decent game.
I'd say it was more than decent.
He had a great game. What are you talking about?
He played well.
Look,
Son, you gotta stop drinking Gatorade.
No. My brain defaults to decent. Goff had a good game.
Yeah,
Amon-Ra had a really great first quarter. He really wasn't used in the second or third as much, but he had a really great first quarter. The fourth quarter, I don't give a shit about. He scored 2 fuck all touchdowns. That meant fucking nothing. But this Lions team did the one thing that I didn't think they were gonna do, and they made a statement win. They punched the Bears in the mouth, and they dragged them. That happens. The Bears are going to have to recover, and that's just something you have to do. One more thing too. Jake Bates also missed a field goal on Sunday, and I want you guys to realize that Jake Bates has been proven to be mortal. It is a sad day for all UFL kind out there.
Shout out to Jameson Williams though. He did good for my fantasy team.
Oh yeah, I know. I really know. Anywho,
Yeah, I was actually hoping the Lions wouldn't do that much for me, but you know what? You just take what you take.
also Aiden Hutchinson, fuck, he gets pressures. I hate it. He got fucking 7 on Sunday, and I hated it
Less
so
than
much.
Micah Parsons on his snap counts and tweet.
Insane. He's drinking that. Anywho, let's get into let's get into a must-win game. Is it for the Bears? Yes. You have to
Yes.
win on Sunday. You have to 100% win on Sunday. If you do not, the entirety of Chicago is going to stink. Dallas, I do agree, is for Detroit. Fuck. God fucking damn it. Detroit, I do agree, is a must-win against the Ravens. Especially with how good the Packers are getting. So I agree with you on that, Kameen.
Yeah, I think for the Bears' sake, a win would cure the depression of all Bears fans right now. I'm still trying to get a gauge on the
They're just as good as I remember.
Yeah, I feel like for Detroit, this is a must-win game just to try to keep up in the North. Because losing one game to the Packers, if you lose one to the Ravens, you're already fighting from behind for the rest of the season. And I'm not saying the Packers are going to go 17-0 because shit like that doesn't happen. Despite what someone here is probably thinking and wants to say right now, going 17-0 doesn't happen.
You have said on I'm not thinking that. I had the Packers at 12-5. I have heard you on no less than 3 occasions this week mention a team going 17-0 probably, and none of them were the Packers.
God damn it, I love myself. Must win for Detroit, must win for the Bears. Granted, it's not must win for Detroit in terms of they're gonna get eliminated from the playoffs or anything, or they're gonna lose a kit. It's more of like, they probably should. Otherwise, it's gonna be a pretty long battle having to go up against. I don't know who's probably gonna be that. It'll probably be like either the Rams or the fucking Buccaneers or something for the 5th seed.
Guys, it's also a must-win for the Bears, because, dude, you can't let Matt Eberflus beat the Bears.
Oh no, we're not letting that happen. I will send Nick to Chicago. I will send Nick to Chicago and have him stare intensely at Matt Eberflus.
Don't worry, we'll have snipers on Sears Tower. Don't worry.
Snipers aiming at my head when the Bears lose.
Buckle Free takes the lead.
Up next on the more exciting game and a lot of more fun happening. We have the Seahawks and Steelers, where guys, I think the Steelers are bad actually.
9-8 until they are 500 plus merchants until they lose 9 games. That's it.
Their offense is actually doing things for the first time in like an eon. Now their defense is terrible.
Could have had Brian Flores.
Yeah, could have had Brian Flores as the coach.
Yeah.
But not to mention Sam Darnold had a shit-tacular start to the game, and then he locked in the second quarter and was like, "Oh shit, I'm him," and then proceeded to let his nuts hang.
I believe we actually have the press secretary for the Darnold in chat with us right now. Am I hearing that right?
Hello everyone, it's me, the Mahar. Oh fuck! God damn it! No, that's Mahomes. Fuck! God damn it! Fuck!
Folks, it's me, the Darnold, back at it again. People thought they could write me the Donald off, even though I didn't throw for 150 yards. I just didn't feel like it that day. The woke Niners, they got in the way of the beautiful glory. My home dog JSN, you will probably have 2,000 yards receiving because you're the only one that I trust. outside of Justin Jefferson. I have come back to tell you all that I am so back. We put 400 yards on those broke Steelers. Wasted money, folks. They wasted a lot of money on this defense. Terrible trades. They traded probably one of their best corners, Mika Fitzpatrick, back to the team that they drafted. And probably the most pointless trade that I have ever seen. The Darnold is back. And watch out to the rest of the NFL.
Mr. Darnold, I wanted to say
Thank
this
you
was
for
also
your attention on this matter.
I just wanted to say the return of the Jake Bobo bill was also on show for that game too.
I'm just saying that I think the thing to really note, Bobo's gonna be more used for special teams than I think like running packages. He's more of like that really good like downhill blocker. They like that he puts a lot of effort when he touches the field. But I really like Torrey Holton stepping in as receiver number 3. He looks really good. He has been really, really good. I would like to wish he saw more last year, but he missed the entirety of last season due to an injury. Yeah. He's the guy that probably would have been drafted like the 2nd or 3rd round in this year's draft had he played a full season. But sometimes a nice treasure falls right on your lap. He has been really good. Like when Darnold is able to distribute the ball, he looks great. The one thing that I never want to see ever get called are screen passes because they don't work. Stop it! No more screen plays. No more. No, this offensive line can't block screens. Stop it. Bad.
Also, too, Zach Charbonnet had a rough game. 15 carries, 10 yards.
Yeah, it's gonna be a running back system by committee. I'm hearing Zach might be out for this game too, for this upcoming game.
Good thing you still have K9.
Yeah, you still have K9, so we're fine. I'm not too worried about the Seahawks. I'm not worried about Zach Charbonnet because again, you have K9. It's gonna be a 2-back system. One's gonna
I've had a good game too.
One's gonna be better than the other one. I think with Charbonnet's playstyle needs a really good offensive line. I think if you get that really good offensive line, you're gonna have that nice 1-2 punch system. But it's a little bit better. The line's a little bit better. I mean, I can't really necessarily complain about it. I mean, JSN's awesome. I'm so thankful for JSN. The guy, it's been a while since, Seattle has had, we've had, B+ receivers. We've had Tyler Lockett. We have, Doug Baldwin, thank you. We've had Doug Baldwin. We've had Bobby Ingram. Solid B+ guys, right? But we've never the closest receiver we had in the 8 DK Metcalf's an 8-tier wide receiver, but he's a diva, right? Jason is Jason's an 8-tier receiver, and he's just a baller. No controversies. He's just somebody that shows up, does his job. I don't hear any noise about him in the offseason. I just hear that he wants to be in Seattle more. Sure, he's in Ohio. He cheers on Ohio State. That's totally fine. It's quiet. He's not loud. He's not. I need to get the ball free. He's not. He's not someone where you can get into his head and be emotionally take him out of the game. He doesn't do that. He's someone that shows up and does his 9 to 5 at the NFL level, and I am so thankful for it. Thank you, JSN. Thank you.
That's how I feel about Justin Jefferson. Pretty much the biggest stink I heard about JJ this offseason was haha, look at his stupid sunglasses. He looks like a Spy Kids character.
Oh, he is also, I think, one of 2 wide receivers this year to have 100 yards in the first 2 games of the season.
Mm-hmm. that I've
He
noticed,
and him.
I think I've noticed one thing I noticed of what Darnold really, it's his biggest weakness is his over reliance on his top guy. I think he over relies on him a lot to the point where it's borderline toxic, I want to say, but like it's something where a lot of defensive coordinators can really zone in on. Like I think, especially near the end of the season when he was in Minnesota, right? He's starting to lose the bag because as talented as Justin Jefferson is, if you over rely on the guy, people are going to pick up on that. And they're going to they're going to manage to take full advantage of it. And the thing is, if he doesn't develop chemistry with Cooper Kupp or Torrey Holton enough, that like Seattle could be like looking at like, holy crap, this team's 10-4, but then they're just gonna slump into a wild card spot and get absolutely obliterated because that's Darnold's biggest weakness, an over reliance on one guy.
Mm-hmm. I will say for Darnold though, he definitely played a lot better this week, and something that really was big for Darnold, even with those interceptions, was he played some really clutch football.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that was something he did a lot with Minnesota last year, was he was very good in the clutch. And this past game against the Steelers, he was very good in the clutch, and he was also feeding the ball to more weapons like, Kupp and Horton, which if you're a Seahawks fan, you like to see that because it really shows that, okay, he's not just going to throw to he's not just going to throw to JSN every single play. And, that's something you want to see. It's just, I think this was, considering how much of a sour feeling that week 1 game left in the mouths of Seahawks fans, this win had to feel good for them.
Yeah, watch the sour taste of last week's win because like the way that they lost to the Niners, like that was just a phenomenal play by Joey Bosa. That was just a fantastic play by him. That was absolutely beautiful. And game over. Tulsa beats Oklahoma State. It's official. Tulsa just beat Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
Bruh.
First time since 1951.
Yeah.
They won Stillwater.
Guys, is this a cloud music moment?
Not really. Yeah. Anyways, back to the Seahawks. I just wanted to say that because, it was a little
it
bit
is one of these moments, though.
Clown juice.
Mm-hmm.
It's so fun hearing Spencer say, "Oh, hey, it's time for a soundboard," and then just silence because I've got his soundboard.
Why mute, man? You gotta the soundboard. Like, I feel like the rule of using a soundboard
do you remember the
is
2024 fantasy draft?
No, Luke wasn't here.
I've not done like the group fantasy drafts because of one particular person, and nobody not here. The guys know who it is. I find him toxic as hell and just a miserable person to be around. I didn't join it because of that, because no, I wasn't gonna get yelled at by racial slurs because I didn't pick a pick fast enough. Or because
his name is Walter White. He lives at 3705.
But yeah, no. So that's why I didn't do it, and I think I'm just gonna do. I've done like fantasy football leagues where I think I tried to do like 3 at once, and I absolutely hated it. I'm a 1 league per person. I'm a 1 league per person, so I'm only doing 1 because I'm old. It's too much.
But yeah, I mean, fucking... Yeah. Well, I do want to say one thing about the Steelers real quick. The Aaron Rodgers show is over. It was
over.
It's not over.
No, it's over.
It might be over after week 8 when he decides to try and hate fuck the Packers defense.
How is it?
How that goes.
One thing to really...
Rodgers...
I want to say one thing with regarding with Rodgers. You want to know what's the reason that Seattle moved off of DK Metcalf? Look at this game. This was one of the reasons why Seattle moved off of DK Metcalf. He is...
But he got a touchdown.
he's an egomaniac. They got into his head. It was affecting him. He was dropping stuff.
Why do you think the Steelers signed him? They manage diva wide receiver.
No, they can't. No, they can't. They can't
They manage them in terms of they just like having them on the team, not actually manage them well.
They don't manage
Yeah,
at all.
you get rid of the funny man.
But the point
you get rid of George Pickens and Mike Tomlin's just like, well, the standard is the standard. I can't go 9-8 without my drop wide receiver, and my quarterback's already high.
Yeah, I think when you look at what Rodgers just less and less trusted DK Metcalf throughout the game. That's something that I noticed was, over time as Seattle managed to get inside DK's head, he wasn't being productive like he normally is. And I tend to wonder, maybe Seattle really got into his head because they know his weakness. Just poke the bear, and he's like, DK is one of those. It's not like it's tough to describe just the insane amount of how much of a diva he is, but it's more of like you really get into his head and emotionally, like he shuts down emotionally, right? Like that's how you get to him. You get his emotions out of the game, and he's just like a soulless husk playing football. So, yeah.
By the way, how's Nick Emmanwori?
He's hurt right now. He's listed as doubtful for doubtful. He got hurt week 1. Didn't play week 2. He's listed as doubtful for this week. I imagine he'll be back either next week or week 5. But I like his attitude. I like that the player composition was Quandre Diggs and Cam Chancellor, and we in Seattle love those big hitting safeties. We love them. So we've yet to see his impact, but I imagine once healthy and you get him going, I'm gonna really love watching him play, because that's the excitement level of the Legion of Boom that Seahawks fans absolutely love. Absolutely.
I just figure I ask because he's essentially the return you got for DK Metcalf.
Yeah, I don't hate especially when we trade Gino and DK. It's an interesting set of picks. I just gotta results need to see first. I agree that we had to trade away those guys, but it's a wait and see right now.
Well,
if I may say about the Steelers, because Aaron was brought up and he didn't really play that well, but and this was kind of brought up earlier, but that Steelers defense looks fucking rough. This is the highest paid defense in football, and they're getting cooked out there. Steelers fans are just. Every Steelers fan I've seen wants Terrell Austin fired, but it's not just with Austin. It's also with something I saw yesterday. In terms of, if you're wondering how the standard is going with this team, Mike Tomlin is losing confidence with in terms of how the confidence levels of Steelers fans with Mike Tomlin. He may have just lost Captain Fat Fuck. Let's just say that.
Ooh, not the leader of men.
I see your point.
Have we considered letting Aaron Rodgers charge onto the field with an American?
I mean,
guys, all I'm hearing from this game, 20 more receptions for Jonnu Smith.
Yeah. But I do see that
needs more receptions.
That is true. I mean, here's the thing. Do any of us have any confidence in Mike Tomlin these past few years? Because it's more or less on the line. I find that Mike Tomlin's just content with do whatever the fuck you want, right? It's
do whatever it takes to get to 9-8. Basically, that is the end goal. That's the standard.
But it's not. It's not like. Well, I don't even see him like trying to coach this team at all. Like this team feels like it's not even being coached to its potential. Because I mean, he had Russell Wilson last year, and I think that like the skill with Russell Wilson was still there. It's just I don't think he really coached up to the thing with this guys. Like I think he is allowing too many of this team to get away with just being complete shitheads on the field. And you're not gonna win games when you have your players being shitheads on the fields.
By the way,
I will say this. The Steelers' offense is so bad that Kobe Bryant riz from the dead and got an interception.
Oh god, I forgot one more thing. What the fuck are they doing with Caleb Johnson?
Not putting him on special teams ever again, or one more fuck up and snip McGlip glip.
He was never a special teams guy in Iowa.
Why was he even there to begin with? What are they doing?
He's just out there kicking touchdowns
in
big 2025.
Yeah.
Here's a concerning stat from that game. That game against the Seahawks marks 6.5 games since TJ Watt has last recorded a sack.
Ooh, really?
Yeah.
I didn't. What am I doing?
Guys, I think I can suit up for the Steelers to play pass rusher.
Oh yeah, by the way, Rutgers threw a pick.
Yay!
I was gonna win it. I was gonna.
Yippee! I love Iowa.
I'm just in a state of shock that I don't see how they can keep Mike Tomlin for this much longer. He's been mediocre, and I guess Pittsburgh. Like I think their owners just. Do you think they ever think that their owners just satisfied with mediocrity right now?
I mean, the Steelers are more of a brand at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All they need to do is just like. All they need to do is incorporate a bunch of like Pittsburgh nonsense phrases and just sell a bunch of terrible towels, and they'll sell out Heinz Field anyway.
One-liners.
True. We do not care. We do not care.
Our kicker is a serial killer.
True.
We do not care. Our kicker's a serial killer. So fucking what?
It's sort of the same thing with
the sooner.
I know this is kind of a tired comparison, but it's sort of like how Iowa won't get rid of Kirk Ferentz because hey, technically they're competitive, right?
That's so unfortunate that's so sad that it has to be that true.
Honestly, I'd compare him more to fucking what's his not Marvin. Was it Marvin Green?
Marvin Lewis?
Marvin Lewis, that's what I was thinking of.
Yeah.
I compare it more to Marvin Lewis.
Yeah.
In his heyday. It's more of a Marvin Lewis kind of thing where it's like, he wasn't inherently bad because he had good seasons with Dalton. They're just like, do we really move on from him when we have a stable culture? And the entirety comes down to, well, we'd have to pay another guy. Okay, so we just keep him another year. What's the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
Well,
like what's good with risking what's good with like risking like a terrible like choice when you're okay already, you know?
Yeah.
Like when you're
Aaron Rodgers is the perfect quarterback for them.
Yeah.
He's washed, but he has something in him still. Whatever the fuck that is to be determined, but he has something.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah. Well then, time to go up to must-win games. Is this a must-win game for the Seattle Seahawks against the Saints? I would say yes, but but you should beat them. No, but you should beat them.
Much. Yeah, it's a must-win game on the fact that it's the Saints.
Yeah. On the opposite end, is this a must-win game for the Steelers against the Patriots? 100% yes.
Yep.
If you
remember,
lose
they have been terrible against New England in the past.
and it's
Yeah.
at
Guys,
New
9 and
England.
8 must prevail. 9 and 8 must prevail. So they
Must go 9
Yeah.
and 8. Meet more.
So
Well-
it's quite funny that it is quite funny that the last time the Steelers really beat the Patriots in an important game was 2018. You know, where it all fell apart for them.
Yeah.
Mm.
Well, let's get to another very close game. Jaguars Bengals. I just love the fact that that Zach Taylor, this guy hates Joe Burrow. I think when Joe Burrow got Turfco, Zach Taylor looked directly in his eyes and he told him, "I hope you're on that bench for a while, buddy, because I have my good old friend Jake Browning to make you look like a piece of shit while you're on the IR." And then in comes Jake Browning looking like dog shit and still led a game-winning drive.
Yeah.
But Jaguars fan, feel free to vent your trauma.
That wasn't the PI call. I just got back. I heard the Jaguars. Trevor Lawrence is not the problem somehow. What the fuck are we doing? I want to die. This is the second time we've lost to Jake Browning, but at least our O-line didn't. Trevor's.
True.
We got that going for us, and Travis Hunter looks like a way player. Potentially ignore the passer.
Yeah.
Yeah, De'Ami Brown, wide receiver 1. What the fuck?
What about Brian Thomas though? What about that?
Possibly went into the game with a wrist injury. Definitely dropped what could have been a game. But also De'Ami Brown, I believe, botched the catch on second down. So if you want to make that
Fair enough.
Keep cutting in and
for that
out.
situation, I respect the decision to go at it on fourth down because you don't really gain anything from kicking a field. Jaguar.
Right.
I don't. Yeah, they picked up our run game coordinator. Their current DC is the Packers' former run game coordinator, right? The D line.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, so they didn't pick the guy that sucked because our D line last year did not provide any pressure. Very fun. I can't wait for us to inflict a new dimension of suffering from me when we play against the Texans on Sunday.
Yeah. I mean, I would say, honestly, it was more of a gritty win from Jake Browning than anything. I get that losing a very close game sucks, but it's not like the Jags had like a 2 to 3 possession lead. It was back and forth throughout most of the game. What happened was it came down to the Bengals having the ball last, and in the NFL, where you always want to have the ball last, the Jaguars just didn't, and they lost because of it. Jake Browning played like shit for a bit, and then he did his best Jameis Winston impression and locked in. Like, 241 passing yards in essentially what we like to call, like, 2.5 quarters.
2-3.
Yeah,
oh my god!
2.5 quarters of football, essentially.
You know who?
The Bengals are gonna go like 9 and 8 probably, but
You know where Zach Taylor got his, I believe, his NFL debut?
Where?
The freaking Joe Philbin Miami Dolphins, dude.
Stinky.
Yeah. He was coaching Ryan Tannehill.
Ouch. I will say this though, if anything about that Bengals game, it doesn't matter who you throw to on that team, they're just gonna catch a touchdown. Like, the worst part about that Bengals team is they have a guy who catches touchdowns, a guy who catches touchdowns, a guy who catches touchdowns, a white guy who gritties very awkwardly and occasionally catches touchdowns. How do you stop that?
Oh no.
I don't think you do. I don't think that you do.
It's definitely a tough loss for Jacksonville, but in all consideration, they were probably going to lose the game at home. I mean, lose that game anyway, considering it was on the road, along with the fact that I don't think Jacksonville has the offensive weapons that like the Bengals do. In all things considered, despite that Bengals defense and everything, they can still make stops. And the issue is, I think it just came down to the fact that, like I said, whoever had the ball last was going to win, and that just happened to be the Bengals. It was a tough loss for Jacksonville.
Yeah, it's still a frustrating loss for Jacksonville, though. For Jacksonville, because that felt like a game they had won, in my opinion.
Yeah.
At the very least, I can give them this. They have one of the best run games in football currently. And
I'll also say this: Trevor actually looks all right. He looks more like the Clemson game. He looks more like the Clemson quarterback he was before.
Yeah, Trevor was competent. That loss wasn't on him.
I think it just mostly comes down to the fact that it's growing pains of a rookie head coach. You're not going to always get what you want, and it happens. The fact of the matter is, the Jaguars.
I don't think it was even a coaching thing.
Especially
have you
one
looked at that DPI call? That was some bullshit if I've ever seen it.
Yeah.
And I've watched the Packers, so I've seen a ton of bullshit.
Yeah, it happens. But at the very least, the fact of the matter is that win against the Panthers, I still think helps soften the blow to the loss against the Bengals, because at the very least, it shows that the Jaguars are competent enough to beat bad teams, or at least beat teams who are struggling. And that leads me into the next point. Is it a must-win game? First, let's start off with Cincinnati against the Vikings. Hot take, 100%. They need every fucking win they can get until Joe Burrow gets back. Every game is must-win until Burrow is back.
Yeah, a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B. Browning, that's the frustrating thing. I think, because, here's the thing. Joe Burrow's out 3 months minimum. That means he could possibly be out for a lot longer than the 3 months. He might miss, there's a chance he might miss the entire season if things don't go the right way. Or if you try to rush him back from injury too fast. That's
Carson Palmer him.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see? Yeah, there was like a Harvard study conducted, and most people with grade 3 turf toe just missed the entire season.
Huh. That's funny.
So I would not be remiss right now if I do believe that Joe Burrow probably is out for the season, and if this does not wake up that hack of an owner to invest in his teams, and let's for shits and giggles over the cap, por favor. Let's go over the cap here.
Can I have the floor for a second?
Yes, go for it.
First, he is going to spend it on a cart so that when Joe Burrow dies at home here, at least has a cart to send him out instead of having to walk. Here's the headline. A 2021 study published by the Orthopedic Journal at Harvard Medical School found that of the 25 NFL players whose toe turf injuries, none returned to play the same season. 5 never returned at all and had to.
Mm-hmm.
So, with the cap space that they have, it is at $52 million for 2026. And this is likely, I think, could increase up to $10 million, depending upon NFL revenues and the trend for salary cap-wise it's been going up a lot. So, in conclusion, they also can't cut Joe Burrow either, because his dead cap hit is $91 million.
Why would they though?
Yeah, well, exactly.
They're not gonna cut Joe Burrow.
It's an insanely stupid move, but they would have about 60, potentially upwards up to $62 million in cap space. You can pay Trey Hendrickson. You can pay for an offensive line at the same fucking time.
You don't even need a whole ass line. You need something better
Mm-hmm.
than what you got. Just get two guys. Like, legitimately, you can get like one to two guys on the line, and at the very least, that's a lot more help than the fucking Pee-wee squad that Joe Burrow got.
Exactly.
Like,
unfortunately, Mike Brown is the cheapest bastard to ever run a football team.
And his moves, right, is going to ruin this team even more. Why? Because the longer you delay on these contract extensions, they're going to get more expensive.
So we're going to see Joe Burrow on the Packers for a couple second-round picks. Got it.
No.
You don't need...
How many times was Joe Burrow sacked, Kamain?
30 more times than Andrew Luck was in, I believe it's 15 last game.
Yeesh.
So...
Yeah, also, next year, Andrew Luck retired. He retired at 29, Joey B at 28.
Wow.
Yeesh.
So... my message,
at least Burrow made a Super Bowl.
My message to Mike Brown, you cheap, broke-ass bitch. Invest in your team or sell. You have a golden unicorn at quarterback. Do something, for fuck's sakes.
Well, on the opposite side of the Bengals, we have Jaguars as they go up against the Texans. And I'm going to say yes, only because if the Jaguars beat the Texans, I think that might be the death note for the Texans this season.
The Texans pissed me. The Texans pissed me off, man. They pissed me off.
Preach, Noah. Preach.
They're a finale for a reason, Noah.
I sincerely hope that the Texans lose by 50.
That was good. It's good to have those coin tops. I tell you what.
Yeah, I think this is a must. I mean, it's a must-win game for both teams, but especially because it's a division matchup, so obviously that's gonna add more stakes.
Well then,
I believe our closing statements is Duval.
Yeah, I'll say I'm gonna. It feels like this game is a lot. If there is the only real thing that the Texans have right now is that they are very good in Duval. They've always had a good history. But I don't know, man. The Texans just don't have a good offense. So it's worse than the Davis, dude.
Yeah.
What are we doing here?
We'll be getting to them as our finale for the show. Let's get to the more lamer game, just so we can get out of the way. Rams Titans. Hey everyone, I have a challenge for you. Write your thoughts on this game in a haiku. I'll go first. Man, Cam Ward is good. Man, Matthew Stafford is good. Titans are fucking boned.
I hate it's 575. You did 577. We are throwing your ass out of the haiku house like you are Sokka.
Fucking give me your haiku, bitch.
I'm not stupid enough to make an idiot of myself on this podcast.
You already did. You're a Jags fan.
True. All right. Anyways,
but I'm not doing anything else.
Okay, here we go. Yeah, Cam Ward is elite. Shit, where's the rest of the team? Down goes Cameron Ward.
Sure, that works.
Yeah.
That works. Yeah, oh boy. The Titans, this is a punt year. You're gonna have a great team around Cam Ward. One day you will. But
Probably right in time for that new stadium to be ready.
Yeah, once they start the Chicago Bears cycle of firing their lame duck head coach a year into the regime.
I will
Look,
give
man.
the Titans this. They kept it close against the Rams, but the Rams just play close against everyone, so I don't think that's much of an accomplishment.
I don't think it counts for much. Because Puka Nakua got a wide receiver reverse touchdown in the year 2025. That relegates Tennessee to Big Sky in my book. And as a Big Sky ball knower, yeah.
Look, all I'm saying is that, these guys are gonna look pretty lit in like Jelly Roll Memorial Stadium, when
No. Wait, Command, I was gonna say, are you saying that the Titans are gonna be playing in the Kibby Dome?
Sure.
Nah, dude,
hell
the
yeah.
Jelly Dome.
The Jelly Dome. My goodness gracious, the fucking Jelly.
Well, anyone else have anything to say before we get into must win?
Nah.
Okay, is this a must win game for the Rams against the Eagles? Not really, but you'd like to win. Is this a must win game for the is this a must win game for the Titans? What is winning? Cam Ward stats. That's what we care about. Is this a must-watch Cam Ward stat line game? The answer, yes.
Yeah.
Well, let's get into the most zaniest 12 o'clock game of fucking Giants and Dallas. Whoo boy.
Russell Wilson was good until he wasn't.
Yeah, the arm punt, man. Of all the times, he did a Jameis Winston from under our noses.
Oh, that's true. That's good.
Wait, did Jameis Winston put on Russell Wilson's jersey and was like, "Hey man, I have the funniest prank imaginable. Just hear me out." And then he fucking puts on like Russell Wilson's jersey and anything. He kind of like scrunches his shoulders down, gets onto his knees, kind of looks like Kyler Murray, and then just throws the best arm punt known to man.
Real.
Just swap bodies with him. Simple.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just like that Chris Brown song, Freaky Friday. That's been blowing up on TikTok.
By the way, with that game, Russell Wilson officially holds officially has the most passing yards in the league, which I don't like. Oh no, Josh Allen technically does due to Thursday Night Football, but it is Russell Wilson.
Yeah, I mean,
that just feels gross.
Here's the thing: Wilson wants to be a traditional passing quarterback. I think he's good as a dual threat. But Wilson, something about his wife that kind of really gets in his head that, he wants to be the traditional pocket passing quarterback when I don't think he is.
By NFL standards. He will die.
You know who he really wants to be? You know who he really wants to be? He wants to be
unlimited.
You can be Mr. Unlimited all you fucking want. But, I mean, the thing with Wilson is... he's still got the deep ball. Right? It's very clear. If your defense isn't good, he can still take advantage of a bad defense. Right? But it's, the standard, typical, quarterback that is in his dreaming stage. He's not going to find a permanent home on... It's not going to be on this team in particular. So, he's literally playing for a starting quarterback contract next year. And There are some things that are tantalizing, but like no one's gonna build around him.
Oh shit! Acorns.
He'll be
Acorns falling. Oh,
he'll be playing for the fucking Raiders in a week.
I
mean, he'll be
I mean,
playing
yeah,
for the
he-
Raiders in a year.
he,
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
I don't-
mean,
I-
he's playing for the love of the game, basically,
Yeah.
at this rate. I will say, on the point of he still has the deep ball, yeah, maybe the Giants' game plan on offense should just be having just Russ do moonball
Air
after moon.
raid. Air
Just have him
raid.
repeatedly do that and hope for the best.
yeah.
I was gonna say Wandale Robinson looked like a fucking top 10 wide receiver this game. That is insanely funny.
They got fucking Wandale Dingle out there, man.
Also, we had the first ever Cam Scatabo touchdown, which shout out to all them white running backs out there.
Yeah.
White Adrian Peterson.
Cam Skibbity.
Anyways, is Brandon Aubrey the new GOAT?
Yes. Brandon Aubrey is absolutely amazing. Spring football
yes.
legend. Yes.
Yeah.
Like,
Brandon,
dude, he's making
stay
Justin
out of the
Tucker
massage
going-
parlor. For the love of your career, stay out of the massage parlors.
Please and thank you.
He's making Justin Tucker's longest kicks look amateurish.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He's gonna hit a 70-yarder against the Bears on Sunday, and I'm gonna hate every single fucking moment of it. But hey, it's gonna be cool in the after fact. All this is to say, man, Dak Prescott would be such a cool quarterback if he wasn't quarterbacking for the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah. But we know Jerry, we know what, I mean, Jerry will make you rich, but I don't think he'll make people look at you as a successful quarterback. I think Dak was fine. They really wear down the Giants' defense, or moreover, what was
here's a weird hypothetical. What if Dak ended up on the Vikings?
He'd be Kirk Cousins.
Well, I'd take it.
But anywho, is this game must win for the Giants? No. Winning? Actually, no. It is a must win for the Giants for the entire sake of the NFL world. We need this to happen. If we don't get this, I will march outside Arrowhead Stadium and I will demand a replay of that game.
We march outside MetLife.
It isn't. Fuck, it is in MetLife. God damn it. Is this? Well, on the opposite hand, is this a must-win game for Dallas? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'd rather they not win this game personally.
True.
That's fair.
Me too.
It's a must-win for both, just to get like Dallas to keep things rolling along. Chicago, because if you start 0-3, oh boy.
Yeah.
Losing to Matt Eberflus just kind of sucks the life out of you, dude.
I mean, you're getting like Bears fans are going to be the most sour people on the planet if they lose to Dallas this week. Starting out 0-3, your season's on fucking life support, and with how your division is, yeah,
fucking, you're a mean one, Mr. Flus.
Well, up next, we now get some of the closer games. We have a game that was won by a little bit of leverage. Colts Broncos.
Guys, is Daniel Jones the GOAT?
Jonathan Taylor had 215 yards on that game, and I heard no one talk about it.
I think the more talking point was, how the fuck do they fucking call that a fucking penalty? Here's the thing. It's so ticky-tack. It's so ticky-tack, man. That was some bullshit. That was
different. I can attest to this because it happened to the Bears last year, and I hated it, and I don't like the rule.
I don't like it, but I get what they're going for there. If he jumped, here's the thing. He flopped over him, so I get it. If he jumped and was, laying on him, that's different. but folding over to the other side of the line, yeah, unfortunately, that's gonna get cold.
By the way,
is this-
ticky tack is actually what grandpas call TikTok.
Yeah. But I wanted to say Bo Nix is not back. And I'm gonna be honest.
I was right not to believe.
He was back for the first half, and then the second half happened.
I mean, he was better than week 1. He was better than week 1. But like, I just feel like it says more about the fact that the Indiana Jones magic is real.
Yeah.
That fourth quarter interception to Cam Bynum was
something
bad.
I miss him.
It was
I miss
something,
him
but
so
also
much.
the Broncos defense it didn't do enough at the end to stop a Colts team that they're just riding that momentum. It might just be an early season momentum because we've seen what happens when offenses look like the greatest show on turf after 2 weeks. It's not a guarantee that it lasts. But at the same time, the Colts are just riding that momentum right now. And you know what? It's good to see.
And I will say, I know what team you're talking about. I think the Colts have faced tougher competition than that team you're talking about.
Yeah.
I think I would more say, in terms of the Colts, I do think Shane Steichen's a better coach, and I feel like it is it's a bit more clear now. Granted, it's a 2-game sample size of 2025, but it definitely seems like the problems with the Colts offense in 2024 were definitely
Richardson.
AR and not, Shane. And I feel like Shane is still showing that he can, even with someone like Daniel Jones, he can find a way to call an offense. So it really is just a question if the Colts can keep up the momentum or not. But that's just something you gotta let play out.
Definitely a death knell for Anthony Richardson, though.
Yeah,
he's cooked.
I'm ready to move on from AR-15. It was, you were a fun meme. You could throw the deep ball as efficient as an average NFL quarterback, but the rest of your game, are you on a computer, Spencer?
What?
Are you on the computer or on mobile?
I'm on the phone.
Does anybody have the Get Out soundboard that they can spare?
No, he can still put up.
Thank you. And as for AR-15, that's because you could hit the Get Out.
Oh, and
Thank
also a little bit of
But yeah, well, time to get. Is this must win for these teams? Colts against the Titans. I think the Colts don't care at this point. They would like to win, but they're fine with just rolling whatever the fuck has been going on.
It's a divisional game.
Honestly, the funniest outcome would be them winning the AFC South, because that's what this division deserves.
Yep.
True. And Broncos against Chargers, that's 100% a must-win game. With the Chiefs looking like how they've been.
Mm-hmm.
You absolutely have to.
By the way, Evan Ingram's out.
Yeesh.
Oof.
Hey, Kaming, did you give the Broncos the hands for Evan Ingram when you allowed him to go there? Or did you keep
I'm
them?
not sure.
Mm-hmm.
Did you check the deposit box? Maybe you left them in there.
The only box I care about is the signature box. Check. I'm sending the refs each.
Ah, I see.
Well, I thought you were talk about the signature box from Kentucky Fried Chicken.
Well, up next,
nerve spices, brother.
Up next are two teams that I cannot, I despise because they just don't want to win. Panthers and Cardinals. Both these teams, the Cardinals are fucking 2-0 right now. And I think they're fucking one of the worst teams in football. Are you fucking kidding me? You choke away a 24-point lead in essentially essentially like 17 minutes of play. You don't deserve to win. But then again, I can't look at the Panthers and be like, you deserve to win this game when you let up 27 points to fucking Kyler Murray and the Funky Bunch. Like,
the Funky Bunch?
like Trey
Funky
McBride
Bunch.
aside, Trey and James Conner aside, fucking Marvin Harrison Jr. has been a entirely huge disappointment. Fucking Trey Benson is a guy who no one knows about and no one cares to think they exist. Michael Wilson is decent, but like there's just a bunch of nobodies on this team, and you're letting him score 27 on your defense. You have Derek Brown, J.C. Horn, two of the best defensive players in their respective positions, and you can't fucking do that. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I think I said in the NFC South previews, I don't believe that getting Derek Brown back is gonna fix this defense because I don't think one player is enough to fix the defense. And so far, the Panthers have proved me right because this defense still fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Not to mention, too, I have to go on the other side of this. Cardinals. It is 2025. Why are we allowing Hunter fucking Renfrow to get 2 touchdowns on you?
I'd say that's based.
Yeah, it's based.
Hunter Renfrow hasn't played football in 2 years.
And yet he's better than Darren Waller.
Mm-hmm.
And yet you fucking...
If I might, Taegan, if I might. One of the things that, people can tell me all about how the Cardinals are this grand up-and-coming team. No, they're not. They're a team that's stuck in, like, the toilet bowl of, like, being, like, the 11th or 12th worst team in football. It's the same thing every year. You can tell me how good their coach is changing the culture. You can tell me how good this player is. But when it comes to when you look at the results and everything, I don't see it. I don't see it. It's so hard to believe in the Cardinals every single year. It's because and you see the complete and utter nonsense that they put on. This team is not a good team. And
you're winning against 8 NFC South opponents.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations. You're doing the bare minimum. You want a cookie? You want it? Oh, congratulations. You beat the Saints and the Panthers. And wow. What did you beat them by? 1 scores? That's bad.
Like,
I mean, I'll say this though. I'll say a positive for Arizona. At the very least, Calais Campbell still got it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
The retirement home still has the standard, but like the thing with it too, I don't think Kyler Murray really elevates the team around him. I don't think especially with their defense, you have a Jonathan Gannon
was
Jonathan Gannon the defense he's the defense for the Eagles, right?
Defense, yes, defense.
Defense for the Eagles, and your defense is. Did that
Luke,
it's their specialty. Defense.
Luke, to be fair,
Mm-hmm.
to Kyler Murray, in his defense, it's very hard to elevate something when you're that short.
True!
Short,
fucking midget!
Speaking of short, Bryce Young definitely underperformed on expectations. He
midget ball.
the midget ball. God damn it, Spencer. No, not the midget ball. No.
I mean, Bryce Young, here's the thing. It was definitely better than week 1, mainly because he got going in the second half and almost let a great comeback. But why the fuck was he throwing 55 times?
Oh,
I know,
that's
I
Nick.
know, I know all the talks on Carolina. Well, I know all the talks on Bryce Young, but I gotta ask, what the fuck's happened to their run game? Because Chuba Hubbard doesn't have 100 yards yet, and Rico Dowdle has done next to nothing. Like, their run game was so good last year, and this granted, it's 2 games, it's done next to nothing to help Bryce Young so far.
They need more touchdowns for Hunter Renfro, Nick. Don't you get it?
But
I mean, that's good. That's good for Hunter Renfro. But why does Chuba Hubbard not have 100 yards yet?
Because Hunter Renfro needs those yards.
I mean,
Good for Hunter.
The Carolina Panthers are just built very poorly. Like the fact that you can't really necessarily help out your so-called franchise quarterback still. The guy that you sent the guy the guy that you sent heaven and earth to get, and you still can't develop him for shit. The fact that we're seeing him more interested in the where's the head, like the fact that he's more interested in that instead of like, all right, guys, talking with their teammates, right? Like showing basic leadership ability at what is arguably the most important position on the field. And everybody knows my QBO meter. I look at quarterbacks. He's beyond the 30 quarterback threshold, so which means he's ripe for criticism. He ain't it. He's not. The fact that year 3 and he's not showing the basic leadership ability to be around his teammates and going, okay, hey guys, this is what me and the coach are thinking. You're sitting around, you're talking with the players, right? You're showing that leadership. It's not there. And it's disappointing the fact that you spent so much assets to get this guy and he's not it. 3 years and I don't think Bryce Young is the quarterback of this team's future. He's not it. Try again. But
by the way, on the topic of Bryce Young and things not helping him, Panthers have lost 2 of their starting O linemen. Pro Bowl guard Robert Hunt suffered a torn bicep, and their starting center tore his MCL. Austin. I'm not good with names, but you get the point. Like they've lost 2 of their O linemen, and granted, their backup Cade Mays I heard actually could be pretty good, but still losing Robert Hunt and losing your starting center regardless, that's a massive blow.
That's fair. But that's a little bit fair, but the thing that I want to see from Bryce Young is like the basics. Can you lead your team? I don't see that leadership ability in the young man anymore. And I mean, don't get me wrong, you still have 15 games to where you can wake up and go, I need to be better, I gotta play better, and demonstrate on the field of play that you still have it and that we all slept on you for no reason, right? You can still do that. But
oh god, guys.
What?
Nick Castellanos just hit his first homer in a month.
Ooh.
Oh shit! What happened now?
Oh no! Oh no! Did Donald? No! Wait!
Stop right there.
Close enough. Jimmy Kimmel gets pulled, and that's a home run for Nick Castellanos.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Now, I will just say this. Normally, I would look at both of these teams and be like, "Hey, both these teams need to win their next game." Cardinals, if only just to fucking have it so that their narratives aren't dead in the ground, and the Panthers, just so that they don't have to deal with the fact that Falcons are already 2-1 over them. These teams need to win their next games, but I don't think they will. They're both bad. They're D to F tier teams.
And they really need to Spencer, you have to get out thing ready. Just go over there.
So Xavier Legette fucking sucks. What happened to him?
Yeah.
Well, now we go to fucking the Super Bowl rematch that was something.
That was fine.
We basically will just say we could just say the exact same thing we said about the Chiefs last week and apply it for this game. No running game. Patrick Mahomes kind of has to do everything himself. The Eagles are incredibly nothing. With Jalen Hurts at quarterback, everyone else is having to make plays for their team to win. It's the same discussion as last week for both these teams, and it just so happened that one of them won a game. The only thing that we can say that is relatively new, Travis Kelce just needs to get into the studio with Taylor Swift at this point.
Yeah, I think Travis Kelce is actively hurting the Chiefs. You have enough evidence to look at. Here's 2 straight games where you're actively hurting your team, and you're gonna keep him around for the brand. I get it. You're gonna keep him for the branding and keep the new fans happy, but this is his last year playing, and the thing then I circle back to the Chiefs is Patrick Mahomes is an incredible talent, but you need to surround him with talented people. There's no the one thing we'll say with Tom Brady, in those years, those early games where he really struggled to really mesh well with the new receivers that he got. Think of the early years with Julian Edelman, where he really struggled to mesh with his receivers. But once he meshed with them, he looked great. And even then, when he moved to Tampa Bay, when he was surrounded with guys like Chris Godwin, like Mike Evans, they had fantastic seasons, and Brady looked like he was completely revitalized when you surrounded him with talent.
And who else was there to sort of make sure he wasn't totally alone in Tampa Bay? He had Gronk.
And here's the thing, they utilized Gronk perfectly. He wasn't the mainstay of that offense, but he was Tom Brady really trusts Rob Gronkowski. And in the packages where they needed Gronk to do something, to do what he needed to do, he did that to the letter. Gronk was great. He was fantastic for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's, I look at the Chiefs right now, it's dude, I don't even think they have a B-level, I think the only B-level wide receiver is Xavier Worthy. And I still, circle that with question marks, because I think this was, the big breakout year. Oh, no, right. He's currently injured. Why? Because Travis Kelce wasn't paying attention and completely nailed the guy.
Hold on. You think that Travis Kelce isn't actively trying to get a higher target share from headhunting his own teammates?
No, I wouldn't say it like that. No, he's already apologized and taken accountability on this podcast.
That's what Big Chiefs wants you to think.
No.
I'd say it's more of an.
I'm not gonna let you do this to me. You're not getting to me. No, don't even.
It's definitely more like if any of you remember Andrew Sendejo and how he used to be like a human missile, accidentally taking out his own guys. Very similar situation.
Yeah, it's just the thing with the Chiefs is I'm not as focused on the weapons core, mainly because Worthy will be back soon and Rice should be back. Those shirts or not. But I feel like my big worry about the Chiefs is, granted, their O-line has new pieces, so it's going to take time for that to gel, but you can definitely tell that it's taken a step back. But my big worry with the Chiefs is just that run game is so fucking bad. Patrick Mahomes is legitimately the best running back on this roster right now. He has more rushing yards right now than Pacheco and Hunt have combined. It's bad.
Nick, you know who the Chiefs need? They need a proven Pro Bowl running back. I think that the Chiefs should trade for DeAndre Swift, for Isaiah Pacheco, and a third-round pick to the Chicago Bears. And I feel like that's a perfectly even trade, all things considered.
I mean, I do that. I mean, honestly, the Chiefs might actually take. They might fucking take Swift at this case. Like at this rate, they might actually take him because it's like that's how fucking horrible their run game is right now.
Yeah, and think about it this way.
So bad.
You know, that means another Swift that Chiefs fans have to care about.
Oh,
Yeah,
they
it's
finally
a win
have
for
Kelsey and
it's a win
Swift
for
on the
both
same team.
sides.
Yeah.
T-Sizzle
win
would never
for
allow
everyone.
that.
True. How dare there be another Swift?
Yeah.
There can only be one. You are not Swift, and she takes away the T. You are Swift. DeAndre
No,
Swift.
takes away the F. DeAndre Swift.
So yeah, I think in summary, like the Chiefs aren't. I want to say they're not the Super Bowl juggernaut, but it's only week fucking 3. They're
looking
out
good.
of the Super. I think like for people looking at them as Super Bowl contenders, they're going.
Nope.
They're not seen
Nope,
as
they're
that
still in the
anymore.
thick of it. I don't trust shit.
Neither do I, but fuck, man.
I think the
let's
main
not
thing
forget
is we should be planning the funeral, but we should still visit them in hospice to make sure that they're okay, you know?
Yeah.
No, you don't plan the funeral. Are you insane? That's how they get you.
No. We don't tell them that we're planning the funeral.
Yeah,
they have no.
Yeah.
We're
There's
just
no
visiting
funeral.
them in
What are you talking about?
Yeah. There's no funeral. We're just prepping for things, and then we're just visiting them a lot more and being like, "Hey, you still got it. You can still make it."
There is no war in bossing say energy. Just put that out there.
The great, the late great Lane Staley of Alice in Chains once posited, "In the darkest hole, you'd be well advised not to plan my funeral before the body dies." And I think
Fair
that's
enough.
sort of, what we need to do with the Chiefs.
True. Well, in that case, is it a must-win game for the Eagles? I don't think they care.
Really.
Is it a must-win game? Fuck no. They'll make the playoffs off merit alone, off tush push alone. However, guys, I don't think the Chiefs need to win this next game. You know, if they take a loss, it's whatever. You know, they'll still be back on it.
It's must win.
No. You guys don't get it. You guys don't get it. This isn't a must-win game.
I know it's a bit, but the bit of us, the funeral bit, ha ha ha. No, this is honestly, this is must win for the Chiefs. You start 0-3.
Shut up and let him finish the bit, goddammit.
Okay. No. I'm just saying, guys, the Chiefs can easily bounce back if they lose this game. They're the Chiefs. It's Patrick Mahomes.
One more loss, bro. One more loss.
Yeah, just one more loss isn't gonna tank the season.
Football. Just one more
Mahomes
loss.
is a 3-time Super Bowl champion. He'll be fine.
Okay.
Done.
All right.
You need the Clash Royale King emote to go with it.
Luke needs to. Luke, we're starting to get a little bit late, so we need to hit the ×2 Bhutan.
Yeah, we need to hit the fast forward.
Gotcha.
Anyway,
we got 3 more games. Don't worry. And this one's not really much of note, unfortunately, Spencer. Falcons Vikings.
I'll just get this one out of the way. This Draw Play Dave, good friend of the podcast, Draw Play Dave, has a term for these kinds of games. You know, a Murphy's Law kind of game where everything that could have gone wrong did. You know, we miss our offensive line. You know, everybody gets injured. My advice for the Vikings, just burn the tape, call a priest, and burn a few seance sticks, just and pray to whatever God responds, that Carson Wentz can get us through the bye.
I mean, this is a homecoming game for him.
Yeah.
That is true.
But yeah,
One
I
thing
will.
I will quickly note about this, I'm still mixed about it because I think people are overreacting to McCarthy, but at the same time, I don't want to say they're right. I really don't think they're right. But at the same time, I will agree to is that McCarthy's probably under a lot of pressure. Purely because this roster isn't expensive right now. And as this roster ages, that window is going to get smaller and smaller and smaller. And this team is going to, if he doesn't pan out, this team's going to have to make several tough decisions. So as much as you want to show early impressions first, you got to show us something. And one quarter of excellent play is nowhere near enough. You have the best wide receiver in all of football. You need to be using that to the best to your advantage, and I have yet to see that.
On the opposite hand, Michael.
The standard is the standard.
On the other side, Michael Penix Jr. looks extremely solid and extremely good against a very stout Vikings defense. He had a couple of flops here and there, but that's going to be expected. Granted, Penix didn't really do much throwing the ball fairly deep, all things considered, but he had a very solid and efficient game, and he did what he needed to do to help his team win.
He really looked rock hard out there.
Is good at football.
Oh, he's so. I like the one thing I will note. I think they can be a little bit there. There's even like I think I die sometimes. Chris would have. I think he would have more of an accurate lookout on the offense because he noted when we were watching the game with him. You know, there was a couple of instances where the Falcons could have done more as a team, and they just didn't do it in situations. I think they could have put more points on the board, but they've got a couple things to work on.
Yeah, it's mostly just a coaching thing, but who knows with that. For the Falcons, is this a must-win game against the Panthers? I guess, yeah. Vikings.
I guess it's a game you want to win. Vikings same.
No, I feel like beating the Bengals. With how JJ McCarthy is going to be throughout the season, I think you need to give him as many breaks as possible. I think this.
So I agree. They need to win. They need to win this game. Like I agree.
Yeah, the Northeast bloodbath this year.
I'm just floored that we have a starting quarterback matchup of Carson Wentz versus Jake Browning in 2025.
Let's go! That's gonna be a great
This is
game.
unironic game of the week material right here.
Yeah,
true.
Unironically, game of the week.
After that, we'll get to the most boring of the Monday night games first, and I think there's only one thing that needs to be said. It was a Geno Smith. It was a bad Geno Smith game.
Yeah, you see why Seattle traded Geno Smith? They upgraded at quarterback. Not much of an upgrade, but still an upgrade.
They side graded at quarterback.
Shut up.
I think that's
they lateraled at quarterback. I think
it's just this was a horrible game. This was a horrible game for Geno. And right, he looked very good in week 1, but this was a atrocious game for Geno. I mean, I will say on other points about the Raiders, just to get this going, secondary looks pretty bad. It feels like the front seven's going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting. They're going to have to do a lot of heavy lifting for the defense, and I'm not concerned about Gene T. They need a better running back too, because Zamir White fucking sucks, and they're going to need to make some rearrangements with the O line because the current arrangement that they have with the O line, which is much different than what they had for what was working last year, is not working, and they need to fix it.
Classic Pete Carroll.
On the Charger side of things, I think as of right now, Justin Herbert is probably the best quarterback in football.
I like how efficient the Chargers are. I really do. As much as people are not fond of whatever Harbaugh is there, the fact that he established the culture last year. This team is a hard hitting, no nonsense, aggressive team that, especially like when it comes down to the latter half of the season, they're going to be grinding out some very impressive, gritty wins. They've shown that a little bit already, but man, this team is gritty.
Speaking of hard hitting, what the fuck is that pregame ritual that Jim does with Justin? Like,
he wants to get him psyched.
I'm gonna slap you a bunch, and maybe that'll make the sacks not hurt as much.
Yeah, velo slap.
Yeah, velo slap.
I just want to tell you guys, if you ever think about calling her again, just realize you too can have an 11-minute drive that only ends in a field goal. Just like she may call you and say, "I think about potentially dating you at points."
Oh, that 11-minute drive. Good lord.
That was beautiful.
That was
Also, I would like to say this too. My tweet banged when I said Quentin Johnston is the first ever 2-catch wide receiver, that's whether he drops the fucking football or just catches a touchdown. There's no in between. That's what he is now.
I think you take it still. I think you take it. You're not like super thrilled, but it's like at this point you're like, if he's useful as a receiver too, you'll take it, right? You'll take it.
Yeah.
Not like bust potential, but like, I guess we'll take it.
He's Sammy Watkins, essentially.
The one thing I will say though, he's been getting better. He looks better every single year. I will say that he's looked a lot better, and I think you'll just take it at this point.
Also, free Omarion Hampton. He's locked in fucking in Guantanamo Bay right now.
Yeah, Hampton. Oh boy.
Yeah. Anyway,
must-win game for the Chargers. We said it with the Broncos. Chiefs look like shit recently, and you need as many breaks as you can get. Yes. For the Raiders, yes, considering that Marcus Mariota is going to be playing. Well, it's time for our grand main event. And Noah, it's time for you to unleash every single bit of hatred you have for the Houston Texans.
Let it all out.
I'd like you guys to go first real quick. Let me articulate my thoughts.
All good.
Good.
I will just say I will talk about the Buccaneers first. Baker Mayfield is number one in clutch. He has that dog in him. He is Mr. Clutch.
Put some respect on Baker Mayfield's name. The guy's earned it.
He's a top 10 quarterback, and I'm tired of people pretending he isn't.
Yes.
Yeah, if I may say a few words about this Buccaneers team.
Put some respect on Baker's name. It's the disrespect that's done. We're done with the disrespect. This team is fucking good.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to be the dumb pirate.
It also helps, but on the point of the Buccaneers, it also helps that the Buccaneers themselves have figured out how to win close games, finally. They're not doing the bullshit they did last year.
I feel like this Buccaneers and Atlanta team are very scarily similar. Two quarterbacks who are efficient and showing up in the clutch. Two very electrifying running backs who can single-handedly change the game with one run or one reception. A very solid running back, too. A deep threat wide receiver, one. Deep threat wide receiver, one that's very long and lengthy and streaky. A very solid option at tight end for both sides, except Kyle Pitts probably has a way higher ceiling than Cade Otton. And on defense, they both just have a very stout, run-stuffing defenses who make you try to throw over them, and whenever you try to throw over them, you have to throw to their best defenders on the team. Both of these teams are good, and it really does suck that the Falcons lost the first game, because I feel like if the Falcons win that game, we're looking at the Falcons probably winning the division. But considering how Tampa's going to be playing, but considering that Tampa has to play more of the South teams throughout the rest of the year, I think it's going to be very rough for Atlanta to get back in the first place. And
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough.
do you have enough time now, Noah? Or do you need a little more?
A little more time.
Oh, good.
We are the
I get that reference because I like the Veggie Tales too.
Kamain, I must ask, what are your thoughts on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Tampa Bay.
Yes.
I like Baker.
I like Baker too. I also think Ryan Miller is a very funny name for a white guy.
And I've never been to Boston in the fall.
Oh, one thing that I will say about the Texans before we get into it. Their time of possession during the game was 22 minutes and 51 seconds.
Tampa Bay was
No, Houston had 22 minutes.
Dude, ball possession, possessing the ball is a very important statistic when it comes to winning games. Very important.
Not to mention too, I think the main reason why Tampa won this game was due to the fact that I think Emeka Mbuka might be that guy. He might.
All right, I'm ready.
Okay,
let's bring this on.
Here we go.
The Texans.
For the last 2 years, man, the last year and 3 games, this team has been bailed out by a dynamite defense and special teams. This offense needs to be tried. I just don't get it, man. You have Nico Collins, you have Stephon Diggs, you have Aiden Hutchinson, you supposedly have a great tight end, Dalton Schultz. There's Cade Stover. You have a running back tandem, Joe Chubb, and yet they're awful. And I get the wide receiving core with Diggs, but still, man.
You mean Dell?
Tank Dell.
Tank Dell.
Because you were saying Diggs.
Yeah.
Yes, Diggs is hurt.
No, Diggs is on the
He's
Patriots.
on the Patriots.
Oh, right. Oh, I'm a goddamn moron.
Yeah, that's why we
No,
said
Tank Dell. Tank Dell. It's okay.
All right, I thought Diggs was still on here, and I. All right, let's just excuse that as my anger getting. Let's just excuse that as my anger getting in the way of me. I just think it's just kind of depressing, man. This game had 2 incredible plays by this special. A blocked field goal and a missed field goal and a blocked punt. Houston did not gain a yard from either of those plays. That is disgusting. Like outright disgusting how you can't gain a single yard after a missed field goal and a blocked punt.
Yeah.
I took a look at about predictability of these plays. Let me take a look at this real quick. Yeah, here we are. When it comes to design pass protection, when it comes to design pass percentages, I should say, under center, they only pass it 33% of the time. So things like the pistol formation and stuff like that. Under shotgun, they pass 83% of the time. Meaning if CJ Stroud is starting around 6 to 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage, the Texans are passing. How do you tip your pitches in football? Genuinely, how do you do that? And it goes for the rushing too. On rushing plays under center, it's 67%. On shotgun, it's 17%. Except for when you're at the 1 where you do times. Like, what are we doing here? Shotgun doesn't even work most of the time for the Texans because it's supposed to be long plays that come through over time, medium The problem is the offensive line's terrible. It takes around like 3 to 5 seconds to get these plays developing, and the offensive line has already passed. And the offensive line has already given up to edge rushers on second number 1.5. Nothing works here. They're not being creative. They're being so predictable. Like, I just don't get it. This team should be better than what they are, man. Because Nick Carey right now is looking like Slowick with a beard. And that's just bad. This is a team that should be so much better than what they are. My thought from the very start, the AFC South champion effectively by default. But the thing is, the Colts have an offense, the Jaguars have an offense, but they also have a decent enough defense to hold down opponents too. So the Texans could feasibly miss the playoffs if they can't get this offense going, because this is unexcusable. They should be 2-0, not 0-2. How do you stop Baker Mayfield? Baker fucking Mayfield for 7 drives in a row. 7. And still lose. How do you allow Matt Stafford to only have 1 passing touchdown at home for an entire game and lose? They have 2 touchdowns all season.
Ooh.
And one of them ended up allowing Baker to score another touchdown on their final drive.
Oh, I feel that in my soul. Holy shit!
I mean, the issue with that team, it's not like they're. I think it just mostly comes down to the fact a part of it is because the team is injured. Like I said, Joe Mixon was a very good glue running back on this team, keeping some of that stuff together. Nick Chubb, despite his good game, is still coming off an ACL injury. The issue is, if you can't overcome the injuries, that's you have to find guys to do it. And again, we talked about this the other day too. I don't think drafting more wide receivers was the necessary answer for this Texans team. Granted, they got the guy from Arizona, but that doesn't fix the fact that I get that Laramie Tunsil had some problems with false starting and had a couple of penalty issues. But he was the only guy on that line who actively did shit. You can't get rid of him. He is way too good to be getting rid of. And
yeah, DJ Mustard memes aside, he's like good.
And not to mention too, the fact of the matter is, a part of this has to come down to, like you said the other day, it has to come down to accountability on all fronts. CJ Stroud has to play so much better. You cannot be completing barely be completing 50% of your passes. That is inexcusable, and that's not how you win football games. You have to find a guy that's going to be able to coach CJ Stroud and get him to that next level. That's on DeMeco Ryans. If you can't find that, then why are we having you as head coach? Because
you want to know the last time CJ Stroud passed for over 300 yards in a game?
When?
October 6, 2024.
I think I want to go up to the point where Noah said earlier. If your offense has gotten to the point where it's just so predictable that, again, look at what what do defensive coordinators do every moment of their life? They're looking at game film and finding out ways to stop your offense. If no matter what happens, the Texans offense, if they know that you're in shotgun, there is a extremely high probable chance that you're going to be passing the ball. you're going to be most likely showing pass defense, right? And if you're mentioning to me also too, if their O-line is also as weak as it is, I don't think nothing is helping this team. Nothing's going to help this team.
Including the postseason, real quick, including the postseason, CJ Stroud has not thrown a 300-yard game in 21 consecutive games. 21.
Also,
And he
just a
played the
guess.
Jaguars
Wasn't
for
that
2 of them.
last game the last game he had over 300 yards? Was that against the Patriots?
Oh wait, hang on. Wait, not 21. It's actually 14. It's 16, so it's not much better. Still, that's awful.
Just not a full
16 in a row. That was against the Bills. That was the 5th game they played that.
The Bills.
Jesus.
If I may offer, another idea for a culprit, I think Nick Caserio definitely deserves a bit of ire,
Because he hasn't drafted a good offensive line, man. He's drafted an incredible defense. He's drafted great weapons, but he doesn't have the part where he hasn't given Stroud the time to actually pass the ball to the weapon. That's a bit of an issue there.
And I got to be totally honest with you, Noah. As a Vikings fan, my jaw hit the floor when I saw we traded Ed Ingram to the Texans. Ed Ingram, one of our worst starting offensive linemen in years, and we somehow got draft capital back. That was the big moment. I was like, what are the Texans doing? Like, you do not make that kind of a move for Ed fucking Ingram, man. Especially since they just picked up Garrett Bradbury. The Patriots just picked up Garrett Bradbury off of waivers. Like, what are you doing?
I feel like there's a lot of accountability needed with Houston, and it's all areas. Let's be real. Like, with the exception of the defense, and I know people will say, well, the defense let up that touchdown on the last drive, and they scored at first in the first quarter, but at the same time, it's like they stopped Baker Mayfield 7 straight times. Like, at some point, the offense has
minutes. This defense was on a roll.
Like, the offense has to take advantage of that.
Way too long to score on the offensive end, man.
Like, at some point, you have to take advantage of that, and even with that Nick Chubb touchdown, when you're at the 1-yard line, you have to take advantage of that. Like, your defense can only do so much.
Let's go further into that 1-yard line, because that play pissed me off, man. First and goal, a good pass to Collins, down at the 1. Now, normally, if you are at the 1-yard line, what do you do?
Run the ball.
Would you push it? Would you do a tush? Would you do a halfback dive? Would you run it up the gut? Would you do like a short slant pass? Why in the world is CJ Stroud in shotgun at the 1-yard line?
Clearly, they're
3
going to run it.
times straight.
Honestly, I would have. This is me doing like crack cocaine football, but like I would have tried like a play action bootleg.
That would have worked. A bootleg would have been very fine because at the very least you catch the defense off guard with it. Anything from fucking running the ball, anything from passing the ball 3 times in a row is better. I also wanted to say I did pull up the Nick Caserio's picks over the years. He has drafted a grand total of I believe he has drafted a grand total of 6 O linemen throughout his tenure. Those O linemen being Kenyon Green, who isn't even on the team anymore, if I remember correctly. Juice Scruggs, Jarrett Patterson, Blake Fisher, Ladarius Henderson, and then Aritane Airse. None of them are starting. I mean, except I think Airse starting actually.
Isn't Ersay a rookie or is he?
Yeah, he's a rookie, but he's
Okay.
starting. But however, Ladarius Henderson isn't even on the team. Blake Fisher isn't. Blake Fisher, I believe, is not starting, and he's actually just been in on certain packages. Kenyon Green, like I said, isn't even on the team anymore. Juice Scruggs isn't even starting either. And to cap it all off, one of the tackles they drafted, Austin DeCalis, he's also not even on the team anymore. This is nothing on. They've drafted no offensive lineman besides Airsay that is starting.
Yeah, that can't even get.
I think in terms of that, like the O line, front office is the biggest culprit. Stroud needs to be better. Like even with how bad the O line is, Stroud just it's clear that Stroud just isn't. He is not the quarterback that he was. That many love to see in his rookie season. It's clear that is not the Stroud we are getting. The play calling needs to be a lot better. I think the coaching needs to be better. And look, I like D'Amico. I think he's been a good coach for the Texans. But you know what this Texans team is starting to remind me of? The Robert Saleh Jets. They're starting to remind me of Robert Saleh. And I'm not just saying that because, Saleh and D'Amico are, good friends and, Sal was defensive coordinator, D'Amico took over for him, and they both did a great job as defensive coordinator. But I'm just noticing similarities between the Jets when they were coached by Saleh and they were having Zach Wilson out there, and it was clear that it just wasn't working. The play calling wasn't good because the offensive coordinators were not good, especially once Hackett came in, and it just felt like it would be games where the defense would do everything it can. The defense would do everything it could for the Jets, but the offense could do jack and shit, and they would end up losing in a one-score affair. And it feels like the Texans with D'Amico are starting to really head in that direction, where you're noticing the similarities between D'Amico and Saleh, and it just feels like. And granted, Stroud is still, even though Stroud is not been playing at a level he should be playing. He's still a much better quarterback than Zach Wilson, but still, it feels like the offense is not doing what it needs to do, and the defense and special teams, for that matter, is doing everything it can. But it's not enough because the offense just keeps shitting themselves.
Oh my god. You know what else you're describing really good? Those fucking Mike Zimmer Viking years. Like, especially since both of them have a really heavy inspiration of Daniil Hunter on both teams. It's like well, I'm not sure if you remember like the Mike Zimmer years, but it was a lot of like the defense was always like really good. Guys like Everson Griffin, Anthony Barr, Eric Kendricks, Xavier Rhodes, and all those guys. And then the offense was always like this fucking piss piddle unit that was like it's almost like Mike treated it like an afterthought. Like he
It
thought,
felt like the
oh,
offense, because I remember some of those years with the Vikings where it felt like the offense was kind of like. There were years where it felt like the offense would be, it was basically like Russian roulette with the Vikings in terms of whether the offense actually wanted to do something or not, or it would just completely shit itself. And granted, I think the reason I bring that up is I more remember the end of Zimmer's tenure where it really felt like the offense was actually having to do more heavy lifting, while the defense just started to fall apart for them. But that's more just the end of his tenure than like when it was more the opposite, where it felt like, defense was doing what it could, but the offense wasn't.
I looked this up and I have a pretty damning stat. The last offensive lineman that the Houston Texans make good one, Taegan. The last offensive lineman that the Houston Texans drafted that made a Pro Bowl was Dwayne Brown.
Ooh.
That was the last.
Good.
And granted, he made the Pro Bowl in 2017 for the Seattle Seahawks.
He didn't even do it.
He
Tom
technically played
Cable Seahawks
he-
line, mind you.
he played one game for Houston that year.
That just gets funnier. Oh
Tom
no,
Cable,
I
dude.
am
They
so
also
sorry.
to say this too, they also drafted 2 other linemen that have made Pro Bowls, but unfortunately, they both made Pro Bowls for people not for other teams. It's it's rough in Houston.
Yeah, it don't
And-
look good for them, man.
And it's finally time to ask the question, is it a must-win game for Tampa? No, because you're playing the Jets. You'll win it freely. And for Houston, it's 100% must-win.
Yeah.
If only for Noah's sanity.
Yeah. Well, what did we learn today, guys?
I learned something today.
And this
Wait,
is
no,
why
I
we're
didn't.
sending you to the camp.
Gundy,
Anywho.
please retire.
Bears, please win, or else I will be very sad.
Carson, if you hear this, please. If you're hearing this, Carson Wentz, please win. Please, Carson.
Well, I guess that'll do it for us for today's episode.
Yeah.
We'd like to thank. I would like to thank everyone for joining us tonight. Of course, it's nice being able to hear from Noah and Kamain a little bit. It's always nice having you guys on here. Any final thoughts?
Boat goes binted.
Friends don't let friends eat Altoona style pizza.
I could agree with that.
Well, in that case, thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I don't know what we're doing tomorrow, but I'll be watching WrestlePalooza, regrettably.
I'm going to be watching a lot of football. Tomorrow's such a great slate for college football. If you're working, I am so sorry.